Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the 23 Shots of JD podcast. Before we begin, we would like to mention that we are brought to you by the Aussie owned sports betting company, Southern Cross Bet, who are our awesome sponsors of the pod.
Yes, indeed. Southern Cross Bet has the best odds, best promos, and offers around. From local race markets to international sporting competition, Southern Cross Bet covers all key events.
Mate, from basketball to rugby and from greyhounds to synchronized swimming, Southern Cross Bet and their famous Aussie service covers it all.
Look, for more information, check out the description and please let them know that you heard about them through our show. It helps us out a lot. But look, if you are betting, please bet responsibly, know your limits, never chase your losses. And I mean, never chase your losses. And then please, and I mean, please make sure you are over the age of 18.
That is right. This is not a nightclub with shady bouncers. You cannot use a fake ID around here, Jordan. You must be over the age of 18 for real.
Interesting. Don't you have experience with fake IDs there, mate?
Definitely not. Thank you to Southern Cross Bet for the support, and let's get into it, mate. All right. Another day, another hat indoors.
100% boss. I gotta keep it contained. Gotta keep it contained.
Never be too careful, you know.
You can never be too careful. I actually I'm not gonna show it on the podcast, but because it's fucking audio podcast. But I did get a slight haircut.
Oh yeah, I want
a bit of a
why you're wearing
variation.
it so
A
that
bit of a
I can't
variation.
screenshot it and send it to all our buddies.
Well, I don't know. You'll probably say if we go out Saturday, you'll probably say it's Saturday anyway. But
What did you do? What did you do to your hair? I saw you were in the chair. I think you're getting a perm.
boss,
perm chair?
boss,
You had a 23-year-old crisis.
the quarter life crisis is real. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Actually true. 23. People always see quarter life crisis at 25. I'm like, mate, who the fuck's living to 100?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like, everyone goes like 25 and then 50 is like, mate,
25 could be the midlife crisis.
yeah. I was like, mate, if I'm like 50, I'm like, that's a pretty good innings. Anything after 50 is sort of like,
If you're gonna
free money.
if your midlife crisis at 50, indicating that is your midlife, you know you're gonna live to 100. You don't need to have a midlife crisis. You're good, baby. You know you got another 50
That
years.
is true, yeah. You're sort of you must be set up, or like you must have a good plan. Been like, you know what? I'm projecting that I'm going to live 100 years because 100 years is a long time.
Dude,
A long time.
And they always say, like, once you accept being old, like, obviously young people, we have this like psychological race against the clock that like society kind of puts in on us. It kind of makes you think like you worry when you're 25 when you really shouldn't. But like they say, like old people, once you get to like 45, 50, 55, like once you're at 55, like the difference between 55 and 60 is just not much. So like you slow down, you stop panicking about shit you have to do in the next 5 years. So if you know you got 50 of them in the bag, fuck, you're chilling, man.
Yeah, that is true. If you do think about it, like the amount of stress. Well, I mean, we're going through it now. Think about this.
I've been thinking about it a lot recently.
Think about the amount of stress between like 20 and 25. Like you're trying to fit.
You got to do.
You're fitting in so much. Like so much is happening in that period of time. Like you can, like if you recounted, like when we get older, and you recount like what you did between 20 to 25. You have traveled around the world. Uni, world, blah blah blah, all this type of stuff. You're going out. When you recount like what you did between 45 to 50, you just be like, just was a dad for 5 years, or just chilling for 5 years, or working for 5 years. Like it's very, very. I think succinct. You know, like it's very clear what you did for 5 years.
Much more like teen. Like I don't know. Like it's much more. How do I say? Like, I guess the best way to describe it is people happy 5 years from 55 to 60 is just like being present and just enjoying shit as it comes up. And like finding like. I don't know, like there's this guy at the football, like I play like occasionally on Saturdays, this 70-year-old Mexican dude. Like,
oh yeah, we mentioned him in the last potty.
Yeah, his life's just simple. Like that's like, he's like, he just goes and he does his thing. It's not like some crazy thing. He's not feeling pressure to do anything. He's just enjoying his days, which is kind of, I feel like would be a relief.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Well, just think about even if you're 50, just the amount of things you've been able to do and experience at 50. Already. Like even if you live a pretty placid life, you still just would have done a lot of stuff just because you've lived for 50 years.
But I think, but what I'm kind of referring to is when you're like 25, you're worried about all the shit you think you should have to do.
Yeah.
Whereas they say like when you're older, once you've accepted that's over and you're just like, this is my life, it's like super liberating. Because like right now, like I've been worrying about like, this new corona variant. They're like, they're gonna shut borders again. And I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, when I came back from South America, I wanted to be well on the road again by now. And like COVID, I haven't been able to leave the state yet. And it's like, holy shit, like, am I gonna get to 25 and still not being able to get on the road again? Like, what's going on? Like,
Dude.
you worry about these things, like, do I have to do this and get here by then and get back here? Whereas like when you're 55, like why are 55-year-olds worrying about COVID unless it's death? Like if you are 55 and like COVID's happening, what difference is your life? Like older people always worry about it. They're always like, oh, this sucks. I'm like, bro, lockdown doesn't affect you. 5 kilometer radius. You're not leaving your 5 kilometer radius anyway. Like, what's the big deal? If anything, it's good. If you live in a good area, no one to crowd the parks and the beaches.
Yeah, I was talking about that, funny enough, to like one of my managers. He's like in the 50, 60 age, and it's like, this would have been a while back when it's like vaccination was still sort of like people were on the fence, and it was like, why don't you just get vaccinated? Like it doesn't really matter. And he literally just said, it's not going to change my life at all. It's like,
Yeah, no,
I'm just going to go home.
Club.
Yeah, he's like maybe like the occasional pub feed or people coming around for barbecues and stuff. There's like, realistically, my life doesn't change if I get the vaccine or don't have the vaccine. If there's COVID, there's no COVID. I posted like,
Just quickly.
Yeah.
Was it if you weren't vaccinated, you couldn't have people at your own home?
Yeah.
Bruv, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild, man. I didn't realize. I thought it was you couldn't go elsewhere, but like being like, no, what you do in your house, you can't even have people in your house, like your own space. That's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I didn't realize.
I'm pretty. Oh, I don't know, but I would just assume that you would have to be vaccinated. Who knows what the rules are?
Have like 5 guests at your house. Holy fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah,
but sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just basically, I was just gonna say, it's like
he doesn't change his life.
It doesn't change his life, but like I posted in the group chat yesterday, it's like COVID started when we were 21. Yeah. We're going into 20, like we're gonna be realistically, we're gonna be turning 24 and it'll still be relevant.
Oh jeez.
24, mate, boss.
You're making it sound so long. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's 3 years. That's a long time.
It's gonna be an ever long debate of which like age bracket got fucked the most. But the problem is those age brackets are getting so fat now. Like it's getting to 3 years now.
Yeah,
I can't believe, bro.
Nearly half a decade.
Dude, I was thinking about this. There has to be a sex scandal in the White House soon, because unless there is a big story to report on, every new variant of this COVID, they're just gonna like the medias are just running with it. I was listening to like the radio today, like talking about this new variant, dude. Unless there's something better to talk about for the next 2 years, just to fill time, because it's such a guaranteed like flash in the pan. Like you got nothing to talk about, you need ratings, COVID will do it. Unless there's like something bigger to talk about, unless like our prime minister like shoots someone, like they're always going to just keep going back to it, and they're going to create fear every single time, and it's going to like the shafting will continue. Like we need someone to uncover some Joe Biden coke habit or something to stop this dude.
Well, look, I don't want to be the one to put it out there, because I don't promote this.
There's already like the White House. There's sex scandals waiting there. Why can't they just bring them out?
I'm not talking about that. I just thought you don't want to promote anything like this. What I'm about to say, but coincidental that the Afghan war sort of died down and is sort of gone away.
100%.
There's nothing else to talk about. There's no war. There's no
nothing to talk about.
There's nothing to talk about. So it's just all COVID. So am I saying that there needs to be more? Of course not. But I don't want COVID. So,
dude, COVID. Everyone forgot about COVID when the Black Lives Matter thing happened. There was something more to report on. Those news agencies didn't give a fuck about Black Lives Matter. They didn't give a fuck about COVID. It's just good airtime. You're exactly right. Like something needs to happen, man. Like Kim Jong-un needs to step up.
Yeah,
Kim Jong-un needs to start issuing threats. I hope he doesn't do anything, but Kim Jong-un starts needing to whip his dick out at these things, going like, "Look, if New Zealand, if you don't do something, I'm gonna have to press the button." And then all of a sudden in Australia and New Zealand, we can stop talking about COVID. And we can be like, "Look, travel now because Kim Jong-un's gonna blow us up anyway." That's what we need. We need some threats from North Korea, man.
Yeah, I honestly wonder like what other countries think of like seriously think of North Korea when they do like threats and stuff. Is it more like a laughing matter, or do they sort of sit around and go like, you know what? I think we actually need to delegate and actually figure out like what's going on here, or is it just they just ignore it? Like it's like an
I
email.
reckon
It's like an email. It's like a junk email. And they're like, all right, cool, move on.
they're more like it's for real. It's like Jimmy Butler against like the Morris twins. Like North Korea's like Jimmy Butler. Like when Jimmy Butler wants to arc up to someone, people are like, yeah, well, yeah, fair enough. Like you don't think Jimmy Butler's gonna come to your house and shoot you up. You're like, he's not going to, but I
Yeah,
should listen. Like North Korea, if they do start a war, they will lose, but they will hurt people and they may start a war. So it's like if they start issuing threats, yeah, fuck yeah, I think people listen because they have nuclear power. They're backed by China.
mm.
Like yeah, they got some real shit. Like they're not to be fucked with.
Yeah,
They
true.
would fucking roll us in a war. North
Oh,
Korea versus
dude,
Australia, they would turn us inside out.
yeah, everyone
They'd
like
make us their girlfriend
mate, Australia
in Mike
in
Tyson's
any
words.
warfare situation is going to get bent over straight away. Like
Our
Indonesia is
only
right across the
defense,
road.
dude,
We're screwed.
our only defense is natural borders. Only defense, same with COVID. Our only defense to anything is natural borders.
Yeah. And it's like some people say that's Australia because we're so isolated that we're sort of away from things. But that makes it worse because it's like we could just get penetrated from all directions and we don't
Nah,
have the military to really sustain it.
nah. It's better. It's better. It makes it incredibly hard because basically because we're at the bottom, people can only real people only live to the north of our country. No one lives below us, and so
Yep, yeah,
it's
fair.
like I saw like Jorge Masvidal says like if you get in a street fight, first thing you do find a wall so no one can come from behind. You don't want to get caught from behind.
That's smart.
and
I didn't even think
and
about
so
that.
it's that, and then also think about what we have at the north of Australia. It's so hot. So anyone who would invade us, imagine like a bunch of like Russian soldiers, for example, if Russia were to
Oh,
invade
yeah, of
us, I
course.
don't even think they would, but if they were, they're the usual suspect people point to. Can you imagine some Russian guys in Darwin? Okay, fine, they take over Darwin, big fucking whoop, and then what? We're an outdoor like battle. Like I think obviously wars evolved, but say it was like World War II, and it's like people in the fucking the trenches. Those Russians would fucking sweat to death in 5 minutes. All the animals that we have, like all those brown snakes, will be eating up Russian soldiers. All the crocs will be eating them. It
Yeah.
sounds stupid, but it's true. The heat, the Russians would not last in the heat. The sweat, they would die of starvation. They would die of heat stroke in 5 minutes. So that's why it's kind of like I think actually Australia more secure, but it's not because of our army. Like our army will be like what's a good song, like French Montana on Unforgettable. Our army would be like French Montana and Sway Lee would be like natural defenses. We'd be getting carried
Really
hard
good.
by the sun. Global warming's our best friend in a war.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I have seen the Russians in hot, humid climates in Thailand, and they don't take well to that. They do not take well to that.
Dude.
They do not take well.
Dude, tourists from those countries travel to hot places to stand in the shade.
Yeah, like I look at them and I'm like,
It's so hot today.
yeah, it's like you've been in Thailand for like what, a week, 2 weeks, and you're still pasty. How does that even make any sense? Like, have you not seen sunlight? It's impossible not to see sunlight.
It's worse than British. It's better than British tourists. Though. Dude, British tourists go to places to get burnt and then
But
complain
I
about being
respect it though. I
burnt.
respect it because they're like they're trying to get like something that they can't get in the UK. Like at least they're trying to like they're getting the
You reckon
tan
they
and
feel
stuff.
sunburn? They're like, oh, that's a good holiday.
Yeah, they're probably well, dude, especially the chicks. They're probably like, Jesus, give me a week and some aloe vera. The tan's gonna be coming through clutch. That's probably what they're
Yeah, it's
thinking.
like if you're a hot girl in like England, you can't like go to the beach to show off your body. It must be a shame, or a hot dude. Either way, that's probably why all those English guys come and girls. But I mean, I don't see many girls at the pull-up bars. But all those English dudes come and they're just shirtless everywhere, dude. Where I live in Coogee in the east, like there's just shirtless British dudes everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it's the stereotypes always like the
That's why their
classic.
clothes are so tight.
Yeah, they always wear like the
Don't
tight
interrupt.
pants.
When
The
they go to
tight,
when they go out to clubs because it's the only time they can show off their body. Whereas Australian
yeah, I
like
didn't even
fashion
think
is
about that.
very relaxed fit.
Yeah, it's all like like more like skater, surfer vibe. Where it's just trying to feel a bit more
Yeah.
comfortable, a bit more loose, especially lately as well with this
Yeah,
sort of
loose fit
style.
shirts.
Yeah,
Mm.
I didn't even think about it. It's like all the classic like tight polos, the tight skinny, like they still wear skinny jeans.
Yeah,
like spray on type stuff.
we can spray on jeans. We can leave in the past, dude. The arse sweat is just not worth it.
But I remember that was, but that was I
That
remember
was the vibe.
I still
Dude,
have like skinny skinnies, and I was like, why would
I
I
once
wear
went
this?
into a Levi's and I was like, these ones, and they're like, the guy was like, they are skinny, and I was like, yeah, skinny, and he was like, are you sure? And I was like, yes, because I just thought they should look like gym tights at
Yeah,
that time, and now I'm like, oh, I'm fine, a bit baggy, it's cool.
yeah. Now it's like yeah. I mean, well, I wanted like tight everything. I guess I was on the UK
Yeah,
vibe, 'cause-
no, it was a thing. It was a
yeah.
thing.
And now
You,
it's more, yeah, just more comfort. More, I think flowy is the best way to describe. Like everyone wants to be more flowy,
flow, yeah. Mm,
which
I
is
agree.
yeah, which is a lot better. Because yeah, I'm surprised. Well, does UK have a lot of fat people?
Oh yeah, UK's got a lot of fat
Because I'm just
people.
thinking, it's like what, yeah, because of the weather, like you said, like you don't need it. There's no beaches. You're not taking. There's really no point of taking your shirt off
A
in
lot of
any
warm clothes,
situation.
exactly. You never like outside. When are you going to be wearing like a singlet? People
Exactly.
aren't going to be able to tell you're fat.
Yeah. So it's like when you bring a shorty over, you've already trapped them. It's game over. So
That no, it's that's a real thing. Like that's a well established thing. People know like in hot weather places, but like Brazil, like people are better looking in Brazil than they are in say like maybe like Uruguay, because Uruguay is just a bit colder. It's a touch colder, touch windier. People wear more clothes, so it's just like the difference. It's like people in Brazil, they're in better shape. They got better tans. They have tattoos. Like that's a real thing. Although it is weird that like British people have a lot of tattoos, but know whether to get them out. But that's why they come to Australia, and all the British guys you see in Australia are full of tattoos. So I guess it comes through full circle.
yeah.
But it's an
But then
established thing. Better
yeah.
weather, better looking people. Established thing. That's why
Well,
Boston they say is the ugliest people in America. That's what
you're a
Andrew
rude
Schultz
man,
always
boss. You're
says.
a rude man, boss.
I mean, it makes sense.
Well, it's got us like, what do you, if you're, this is my thing. Like, if you're a hot chick, it's like,
No one goes
what?
to a Boston Celtics game and goes, "Oh my god, look in the crowd."
Yeah, no one's, yeah,
Guarantee.
there's no courtside baddies like there would be like a Lakers or like a Golden State, New York
Texas
game.
game, a game in Texas
Oh, dude, the college games are
or in
insane.
Miami. Yeah,
Like,
man.
no, dude, I think it's more down south. Like I saw the crowd
Oh yeah, because
for
the party colleges, the
yeah,
football
because
party
who was it?
colleges.
It was Alabama versus Auburn, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, the crowd's insane.
Mm,
The bleachers, I'm like, mate, these are just worldies everywhere.
that's why, yeah,
They all
dude.
look
Like
the same
people,
though. They all have
yeah, but
like a very typical look. But I mean, if the look works, the look works.
100%, and that's why those football players are like the idols to all of them. So it's like that in itself is their remuneration.
Yeah. But then, like I was gonna say before, that if you are, would you rather be the hottest chick in like a low key place, let's say like Boston, or would you rather like try and go to like a LA or something? But then you're just not, you know, you're not going to be at the top tier.
I, I wouldn't. Well, I mean, yeah, but the natural rebuttal to that is if you're like a 10 in Boston but a 7 in LA, you can get an LA 7, which is also a dude who is a Boston 10. So it all comes back around, you know. Like it's not
Yeah.
like you're
Okay.
going to. It's not like in LA there's only hot chicks and all the dudes are ugly.
Yeah.
Like
No, that's a fair point.
ugly is genderless, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's what they always say is like the curse about LA is because everyone wants to go there. But because it's like the elite of the elite. It's like the NBA basically of like
Yeah,
society. It's like it's the elite of the elite. So it's like you could be a gun basketball player, but you're not gonna make the NBA. You can make the NBL, and the NBL goes all right.
yeah. No, it's true. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, there's certain reasons to move to LA. I've never, I don't think I've ever met anyone who moved to LA. Or actually, I have, but it's rare that people move to LA for like a non like entertainment industry job.
Who's the person that you like? I don't know who.
There's some
Like what?
startups out there that I know some people who moved
Okay.
out there, but I was gonna say
Yeah.
apart from that, yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah. LA just seems. Yeah. It just seems like an entertainment sort of space. It would be weird just like living in the like LA. Just like what do you do? It's like I just work IT.
Yeah,
Why are you here?
I reckon that'll be a huge thing. I mean, I guess there's a whole social climbing culture there. So like maybe people be like, all right, okay, so this guy's in IT, I can't get anything from him.
Yeah.
But like it would kind of be interesting. I mean, interesting people would be into you because they'd be like, oh, that's something different.
Yeah, they'll just be like, well, they'll just be like, this guy's, yeah, it's just a regular dude, which is probably a cool, like, that's like a cool, like, off center
Yeah,
hipster thing. Is like,
exactly. It's
I'm just
something
a
a bit,
regular guy.
something a bit different. You know what else was different, mate, to change things up?
What?
Teofimo Lopez's face after the fight with George. I can't even say his last name. I'm going to butcher it. Is it
Cambosis.
Columbosis? Cambosis?
Cambosis.
Oh,
Cambosis. It's
slightly
easy.
easier than I thought. I thought it
Cam
was
and then
like
Bosis.
I thought it was going to be way more blah, 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 like super Greek, you know?
Nah. But yeah, dude, insane fight. I actually watched it when I was getting my perm. I was watching the fight live. It was actually a good
How on your
experience.
phone?
Yeah, on my phone.
Oh my god!
Through,
Oh, so you were getting a perm. So you admitted you're getting a
yeah, I did
perm.
get a perm. So,
Okay. Oh my
yeah,
god!
I did get a perm. You're gonna look, mate. When you say it, it's gonna be
Was
hilarious.
it painful? The perm?
No, not even.
Easy? No,
It's
not like a big deal.
super straightforward.
Fucking a, I might go get one.
Just curl. I'm telling, like, maybe don't go what I got because mine's like extreme. But I'm telling, like, especially because of again.
So I got to grow my hair out because then I won't cut my hair. If
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because
get it,
we always, that's why every podcast we talk about our Asian straight hair, but it is a curse because it's like you have no texture, and like now my hair has like a lot of texture. It just has a lot of like, I like the look because it looks different.
all right, I might
big-
try it then. I might grow mine out and try it.
Yeah, and like realistically, I just look like a 6 foot tall Bruno Mars, which I mean,
Oh,
look,
we don't have to.
I mean, if you look like Bruno Mars and you're 6 foot tall,
Yeah, we talked about Bruno Mars before. Why don't we just move back onto the boxing, mate? We can get
Yeah.
off you on Bruno Mars.
yeah, like I said, watch the fight live, and I was honestly really, really nervous for some reason because I think
Why were you nervous?
Well, 'cause
Did you have a
Lo-
bet on?
no, but it's because like Lopez, like even though he's been in some, obviously some good opposition, but he
Lomachenko.
beat Lomachenko basically, and I sort of viewed Lopez. It's probably not a great comparison, but sort of like McGregor. Like McGregor beat Aldo, and then McGregor sort of like went on a run where it's like, geez, this guy's gonna go in. He's elite. He's like
You
a
thought
superstar.
he was set for a huge run.
Exactly. And like everything was like ahead of him. Like he had like the Garcia fight, he had the Haney fight, he's got the Gervonta Davis fight. Like there's all these big fights ahead of him.
Gervonta Davis hasn't got any fights. He's locked in on that Mayweather deal, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't think Cambos is gonna be fighting him. But yeah, like I said, like I thought I was pretty nervous because like his prediction was first round knockout, and I was like, oh, fuck, if he gets a first round knockout, that's like I honestly would feel so bad.
But that's what this was supposed to be. George
Dude.
Kambosos, you don't pick an Australian dude like Kambosos if you want to set up a money fight. You pick a guy like that because he had no losses. He was easy to sell tickets. Another undefeated guy you could put on Lopez's records. I don't know why I'm saying Lopez. He was supposed to lose in the first round. This was a tune-up
Dude,
fight.
13 to 1 underdogs everywhere,
Yeah.
even in Australia. Like I think Australia probably had the most lenient odds, if anything, compared to other countries.
Oh yeah, if you would bet on him in like a New York bookie, you would have got paid.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm pretty sure a lot of gambling companies in Australia would have lost tons of money.
Yeah, yeah.
Tons of money,
They would
especially.
have got washed.
Especially like it was obvious as well. Like Cambosis, if he was gonna win, would be by decision because I think he's like what he's only had like 10 knockouts. He's not really a knockout puncher. That's why it's even crazy that he dropped him in the first round. You're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck, like this guy.
Dude, he's a
Kambosos.
rowdy guy as well. He's hilarious. I could see him playing footy. Like he was taunting Lopez. He did not give a fuck. He was like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that was uniquely Australian. Like a lot of underdogs in that
100%.
situation. Maybe it's just us being like egotistical because we're Australian, but like if you get like an American, if they just got like another Latino American guy, like another American guy from like New York, like Puerto Rican or whatever, like, yeah, maybe. But like he wouldn't have got up and like Teofimo Lopez would have seen that before. He has never seen a guy like a Greek Australian with tattoos, slick back hair, speaking the way he was speaking, saying the things he's saying,
Super
acting the way.
articulate.
Yeah, it's just a whole new shit talking language he would have never confronted before. And it like he was getting into him.
And it was pure confidence as well. Like he was very assured of himself that he was going to win. He kept saying like, "Look, you might say you're going to beat me. You said you're going to knock me out in the first round. When I'm still standing in the first round and we're going back to our corners, I already know that you lost because you've anticipated that you're already going to win by at this point, and you're just in your head immediately.
That's why I think he was ripping on him when he knocked him down the first.
Dude, it was fucking like that. Like, the way he got dropped as well, just like holy fuck, like
Yeah.
like
And do you know
Lopez.
why? You know why? Like one thing that I think was huge that I saw was Lopez, when like Tyson Fury gets knocked down, what does he do? He sits down, he recognizes it, he milks as long as he can from the ref, he gets up, he waits until 8 or 9, even if he's good by 6, he waits until 8 and 9, and then he goes. That's what you do. If you
Yeah,
get knocked down, you do. But if you're like rushed and you're not composed and you're like it like actually worries you mentally, like you're worried about your ego now, you bust up and you go immediately at 5 or 6 when you don't have to. And that's exactly what Lopez did. He
yeah,
was laughing and he was trying to cover it up, and then he forgot that he should have waited an extra 3 seconds, and that cost him.
yeah. And I think after the knockdown, everything that was in his advantage became his disadvantage. The home crowd, the expectations of him winning, the 1-13 favorite. It's like all the stuff that should have like really egged him on, been like, I should easily win. As soon as he gets knocked down and there's a not knocked down, he gets all this mounting pressure. The crowd's like, what the fuck?
He's realizing Cambosis is fucking good.
Yeah. But also you're fighting in front of your home crowd at Madison Square Garden, even though it's not the Madison Square
He got
Garden.
knocked down by some Australian dude.
Some Australian dude who's like, he's a proper lightweight. Teofimo is not a proper lightweight. He cuts down heavy. He cuts down heavy. So he's the power puncher. So for him to get dropped by someone that doesn't even drop people at all, it's like it's embarrassing in itself. So
Do you think if there was because Teofimo Lopez, first of all, Lopez did one of my two favorite things in sports. One of them is oh yeah, I actually had a rolled ankle coming into this, but no excuses. I was carrying a huge injury, but no excuses. The excuse before the no excuses. And then the classic, I'm a better boxer. I won this fight. This is not correct. I was a better boxer. I outboxed him. You can see it clearly. But I'm not a sore loser, and I take my wins like I take my losses. I don't make excuses. I won, but I'm not a sore loser. I was like, mate, like, what are you doing? Like, I love it when fighters do that. And he did that exact thing. And then Cambosis, did you see when he said I won? Cambosis just go, what? He's like, his face, it was like he was just genuinely surprised. And then he offered him a rematch, and Lopez said no.
yeah, I don't know. That's surprising because
No rematch clause. So he's a real huge fuck up. That shows how they clearly just did not think Cambosis could win. They didn't even put a rematch clause in. Usually you put a fucking rematch clause in.
Dude, in the pre-fight, he was talking about other fighters. He was going like, "Oh, Josh Taylor's been arcing up. Like, don't worry, when I eventually fight him, like, bro, I'll shut him up." It's like, bro, you got a fight going on, and I think
with no rematch clause.
Yeah, the issue is that it was a mandatory rematch. Oh, sorry, mandatory fight. Like, it's not like he selected Cambosis. It's because of the promotions and the belts. Like, he had to fight
there
him.
was not the leverage to insert it.
Exactly. He's just mandatory challenger. So I don't know if was Andy Ruiz a mandatory challenger? Oh no,
Andy Ruiz was just
he was late replacement. He was late replacement.
Yeah.
But yeah,
basically he was a replacement for a mandatory.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the mandatory.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like a mandatory challenger where it's just like, oh, okay, I breathe through him, and then I get my money fights, like I said, with the Haneys and the Garcias and all that type of stuff.
Huge win for Eddie Hearn and Devin Haney. DAZN, Matchroom Boxing, they now have an Australian. First of all, Australia, huge market. He's the biggest Australian boxer right now. Tim Tszyu, you're cool, but this is another level, man.
Yeah.
Like Tim Tszyu's good. Or I don't even know. You can't tell from what he's done. I think he's good.
It's hard to tell because the thing with Cambosis is he took the proper route. And I guess it's hard.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard
proper. Tim Tszyu took the smart route.
Well, it's hard to disrespect Tszyu because it's like COVID sort of kicked in during the prime of his career.
That's a huge shafting.
Yeah, the jump start of his career.
And the fights he's done is probably the only fights that
he can
smuggle into Australia.
Exactly, yeah. Like he had to fight a Japanese guy because I guess that's the only person.
But if you do MMA math, like Hogan had a controversial decision loss to Mangia. He got smoked by Charlo, but then he got smoked by Tszyu. So by that MMA logic, like Tszyu is top level. He just hasn't had the chance to prove it yet. Yeah. But like now, so Eddie Hearn has an Australian champ with all the belts. He stole 4 belts from Bob Arum with no rematch clause and a fighter on record saying, I'll go back to the drawing board and not accepting a rematch.
Yeah.
Now, Devin Haney he had a big fight. Now he can have a legit fight, get all the belts. If he beats Kambosos, which you can't count him out yet, it would actually be a really good fight. Similar, like, obviously Haney's not a huge knockout guy. He has knocked people out, but like he's not like a Lopez. And then he's going to be able to set up a huge unification bout for Devin Haney now. Huge win. And humongous win.
And Eddie Hearn has already talked about fucking bringing it to Australia, dude. If it comes to Australia, that's money.
Dude,
money for everyone.
They would sell out, dude. Devin Haney in Australia.
Money
dude,
for everyone.
If you're Devin Haney, you're not fighting in. I guess he's got all the belts, but you're not fighting in Australia. You're Devin Haney. You come to Australia, you're going to get torn to shreds.
Right.
Every press conference.
He knows he's going to get. He knows he's going to lose.
If he comes to Australia, he will lose, dude. The amount of pressure, dude. Unless he brings a Airbus A380 full of entourage with him, just the cycle, he will get melted by the Australian fans, the Australian shit talk.
Yeah, he could even. I don't think he could even.
He won't come to Australia.
He could even go he could even walk around in public and just get abused.
100%, mate. You come to Australia,
mate. He pops into cargo, but mate, you're getting abused. Mate, get out of here.
Devin Haney comes to Australia, mate. He's gonna need a lot of security because he's gonna, dude. The amount of just Greek Australians who'll just pull up, tatted up. Hey, you fucking dickhead! Like you're gonna lose. You're gonna get knocked down, motherfucker. Like it's gonna be bad. So, I don't see it coming to Australia, but if the money's right, I guess Haney will do it. And Haney is really good, so he does have that on his side. He could win because he's just an amazing boxer, but
that's what we thought about Teofimo. The guy was meant to be this. He beat Lomachenko, who is arguably one of the greatest boxers of all time.
By decision as well, yeah.
Yeah, by decision. Like he outworked him.
That's what makes it legit. How you see Lomachenko, like this guy's insane. Okay, this guy beat him, and now this guy beat him. So it's like,
yeah. And I think, and you can't use the argument of ring rust either, because both of them haven't fought for like over like nearly probably close to 2 years, really. Like a lot of
Kambosos has been doing Australia lockdown, like.
Yeah, he's been doing Australia lockdown. I'm surprised Lopez didn't fucking pull out of his ass the COVID-19 excuse. I would have used that, to be honest. And like, I got gas without COVID-19. If I mean,
I don't know.
Excuse. But
he thinks he won.
Yeah. Well,
if he brings out excuses, it admits that he thinks he lost.
What the thing is, well, like in it, I don't know. Have you seen the full fight, or did you just see the highlights?
I haven't seen like much of it at all.
When I was watching, it's like obviously because he's the big dog, they only kept showing his corner like during the round breaks.
Straight disrespectful.
Yeah, just always showing. But like because his dad's like the coach. His dad wasn't like giving him like any advice.
I hate when that happens.
Like it was all like an ego check. Like, come on, man. Like fuck, dispose of this guy. You're Teofimo Lopez. You're a Don. It's like, where's the advice? Where's the actual fighting?
Yeah.
Because like the one time they panned to Kambosos, they were just like, you're fighting really well, you're sticking to the game plan. Remember, just try and bait him in, use your head moving, and the 1-2 is always going to be able to, it's always going to land.
Tactics.
Yeah.
Teofimo Lopez had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his corner. Just vibes.
Yeah. Well, that's the issue. I mean, I can't really say because of it's his dad, because Kambosos' dad was in his corner, but yeah, it was just different mindsets. The guy literally was ready for war. Kambosos, he was ready for war. Think about like his granddad passed away 2 months ago. On the same day, his child was born.
Jesus,
that's the warrior.
Inception.
Think about, and that didn't even phase him at all. He could have maybe just.
He looks like a tough guy.
Yeah, dude. And the thing is, well, like the reason why I think he's going to be more successful at the zoo anyway is like he has personality. He's got swag. Have you seen him in the press conference? He's got drip. Yeah. He's got
the earrings in. Yeah, he does.
Fuck, yeah, dude.
He's slick and he's got his own brand. It's not like he's trying to be anyone else. Like he doesn't just say shit to sell. Like he's authentic. It's different.
Yeah, that's what he said. It's like it's all about business inside and out. He handled business. So it's good to see.
Big payday, because he wouldn't earn a lot of money in his career so far.
No, 100%. Yeah, definitely not.
I mean, whatever. I mean, Eddie Hearn, bring out the checkbook, $5 million, some at least for the Devin Haney fight. You want to put a Devin Haney fight in the US with all the judges paid for Devin Haney? you're gonna have to pay the man a lot of money,
Yeah.
US dollars as well.
Yeah. And it's about time that the Australian media paid attention to him. Like, I'm not saying like I was like, a hardcore fan, but I've known about him for like at least 2, 3, 4 years. Like, he's always been sort of in
You
the
said he was
circuit.
good.
He's always
When
been
he got
like,
drawn the fight, you're like, oh no, he's good.
yeah, dude, yeah, no. I was like, yeah, he's legit. And
I was like, why do we not know about this?
that's what I mean. There's
I was
no,
like, what? I was like, this guy is about to fight. I remember saying to my buddies at work, I was like, they were like talking about how Tim Tszyu is like Australia's biggest boxer. I was like, no, guys. This Australian Greek dude is fighting Teofimo Lopez, who is like arguably the pound for pound best at the moment. He beat the pound for pound best.
Yeah.
Like, this is the big boys. Like, if he beats him, he's not just the best boxer in Australia. He is got a claim to be the best boxer in the world.
That's what I mean.
So, like, why has Channel 9 never shown his face once?
That's what I mean. If you don't even have to be an expert at boxing, but if you just know the boxing scene, you know Teofimo Lopez. So if even just an Australian guy versing Teofimo Lopez, didn't even have to be Cambodia, just an Australian guy, you'd be like,
should have known.
This is insane. Like, this is actually like, we're talking about the pinnacle of the sport. We're not talking about fucking some Japanese bodybuilder fighting Tim Tszyu.
Dude, you know the Tim Tszyu thing that fucking pissed me off?
What?
They got a Japanese guy with the same name as the actual Japanese Inoue. There is a Japanese Inoue, the light. He's a much lighter though, who is like one of the best in the world.
Yeah. Like,
sorry, is that him? Is that his name, Inoue?
Yeah,
or is
it's
that the
Inoue.
Filipino dude? It's Inoue. I thought so.
It's Inoue.
Yeah, and I was like, so that's who I thought he was first. And I was like, whoa, this is a major step up in weight. So it was like, and they kept using the name. They kept using the last name, and I was like, this is the same. This is sneaky promotion if that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I got caught into that at the beginning. I was like, oh, what the hell? Inoue. I'm like, this guy's a freak, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I realized, like, oh, I'm pretty sure Inoue.
Tim Tszyu's a fucking animal. He's fighting this guy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Inoue like fights midgets. Like, he's not in the same weight class, and then there was a different Inoue, and I was like,
But do you think Tim Tszyu could go overseas? I don't know if that's
he's beat.
He's got to get a world title shot, doesn't he? That now.
Well, I mean, he's the number one ranked WBO, I think.
Okay,
but it's all semantics at this point. Like, this is
which exact weight is he? Like, who?
He's middleweight. He'd
be fighting. Like oh my god, like Charlo and Canelo.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, that's what it's hard to tell. Tim, because realistically, like,
I mean, he smoked a guy who Jamie Manguia is a champ.
Yeah,
he beat Manguia, but it was in Mexico. What happens there.
Mm-hmm.
And then that, admittedly, Hogan did get smoked by Charlo, but like Tim Tszyu did smoke Dennis Hogan. Like he's fighting guys who champs have fought and have admittedly beaten, but he's beating them in the same way. So MMA math, he's doing all right.
Well, that's what I mean. You can't write him off anyway, because realistically, when Cambosis got drawn to Teofimo Lopez, I would have just Lopez would have slapped them up. Realistically, even though he's good, it's like Lopez is literally a freak. So if Tim Tszyu, drew up against Charlo, I would have just assumed Charlo, because the Charlo name is just massive. Him and his brother. So, and it's like, even though Tim Tszyu like starched Hogan, he starched Horn and all that stuff, it's just more like, it's just hard. It's hard to like be gassed about it.
Well, that's why it's so cool with Cambosis. You can be gassed because like he beat the who's who. Like, he is the hottest property in lightweight boxing right now.
Yeah, because the thing, I don't want Tim Tszyu to be like a Jeff Horn, where it's like because Jeff Horn. Let's be honest. I'm not saying because I'm Filipino.
Is that bad if you're Tim Tszyu? Like, okay, so say you never go over to America. Say you never beat your Teofimo. Say you never fight Charlo. Which one is the middleweight one? The Hermel or Jamel?
I think it's Jam.
Okay,
Jamel,
either way, say you never fight Manguia, who MMA math he would beat, or you never fight a Charlo. Like, if you just stay in Australia, how much do you reckon he's making for a fight? How much do you reckon he made for his last fight?
Or Tim Tszyu? Oh, yeah. I actually wouldn't be surprised if he's made more money than Cambosis, just career earnings,
including this payday. Or include?
Yeah, I would say so. I don't think he got paid.
That's what I'm just saying.
I don't think he got paid a lot, dude.
It's a smart route. Whereas Tim Tszyu's getting guaranteed cash each fight. He is. Well, so why change it?
Yeah, but I think his motivation is different. It's like he'll forever be in his dad's shadow until he wins a world championship. Like,
Yeah, but in boxing world champion, there's 15 world championships. He can get a world
yeah,
championship
but
without fighting anyone.
yeah, but he does have a belt. He's got that fucking Asian intercontinental bullshit. But it's
Yeah.
like he just needs to like beat someone of not like of like legitimate note. That's about it.
Do you reckon he will? Do you reckon he will fight them? Because my point is, like, he's making good cash just selling out. You reckon?
100%. He definitely wants to. It's just.
Do you think he'd have to go overseas to do it?
I think it's the yeah, he has to go to America. He has to go to America.
Charlo's not coming to Australia.
No, that's dumb. He's not the champion. Like you have to do what Kambosos did. Like go to America, win the belt, and then tell them to come here.
Yeah.
Like what Whitaker did. Like Whitaker wins the belt and then tells him, come over here.
Yeah, it's true.
So yeah, I don't know how we ended up on Tim Tszyu hate rhetoric. But...
well, I'm not hating on him. I just think Kambosos is insane, man.
He's insane. Big props to him as a fight, like to see him getting his flowers and stuff like that. It's honestly like,
yeah,
it's really
huge
really good
payday.
to see.
You like to see it,
especially
in combat sports. Guys like, guys in the NBA gets your payday. It's like he's already paid. Like boxing, they're genuinely not paid until they're paid.
Yeah, that's true. Unless you're Ben Simmons, you're not getting paid at all.
Oh my god! Do you want to talk about Ben Simmons?
Well, I mean,
they're saying he's got cash flow issues. That has to be bullshit. It was a pretty reputable source, but what's going on there? They're saying that he buys a new car a month.
I don't think it's bullshit. When I heard about that, I legitimately was like, I'm not surprised.
Is he getting fined right now?
I think he's getting fined. I think still. That's why That's why he has cash flow problems.
But I thought his whole mental health thing got him out of that by saying it was because of mental health. They couldn't find him anymore.
I don't know what the situation. I actually don't really know what the situation is anymore.
It's wild. It's low key like actually become wild. This is the wildest like trade thing we've seen.
But it's like it hasn't really affected Philadelphia that much because Tyrese Maxey's fucking playing out of his skin.
Well, they would have been better when Embiid was out.
His stats are better. His stats are better.
There was a time when Ben Simmons was a top player. You know what I was thinking the other day? I was like, oh, Ben Simmons went out with Kendall Jenner. That feels like a universe away. Like
simpler
like
times
he was once a player of the stature where Kendall Jenner, where like you'd be like, oh yeah, he's going out with Kendall Jenner, and you'd be like, oh, no. Like now you'd be like, whoa, Kendall Jenner was dating a bum.
It was, but it didn't have the same gravitas for some reason that like with Devin Booker. Like Devin,
it did. There was a time when it didn't,
boss. No, it didn't.
It did, boss.
Ben Simmons was never on Devin Booker. Like Devin Booker,
when he was making the All-Star team in his second year, when they were playing in the playoffs, there was a time when Ben Simmons was seen legitimately as a guy who could win an MVP. There was a time.
Oh no, of course.
Where you're like 1 year of development that never happened, but 1 year of development and he could win it.
But I'm talking about like mainstream, like actual love. Like when I mean like actual pop culture love, I should say. Like people love Devin Booker.
Nah, even if Simmons was there. No one when he was dating Tinashe on a hit list,
They respected the game and they respected his roster of women that he's his portfolio, let's say. But like Devin Booker has, and I think it's because of the unfortunately Kobe passing away and the similarities and the connection and stuff. That's why he's got like this big adoration.
Oh, he's more loved. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like he gets more. Like Ben Simmons never at any point of his career got any love. Like no one. loved Ben Simmons.
he had a gravity around him. He was a big deal. He was a big enough deal where you'd be like, oh, it makes sense.
He wasn't big. No, because
Embiid now when you think about him dating Kendall Jenner, you're like, oh my god, it's Chris Humphries and Kim Kardashian. Like I feel like, and now it's just like what I was trying to say is he is just. He was such a star, whether loved or not, and now he is just a bum. Like now he's not doing anything. Like now he's supposedly just buying a new car every month, got cash flow problems, so he wants to return like that. I don't really believe that, but like now it's just become like this pathetic dude, like who doesn't want to play for his team when he was once this guy who was worthy of dating one of the most rich and famous women on the planet.
No, you do have a point. Yeah, you do have a fair point. I just maybe it's just because I have that hatred towards it, but it's just I just can't. Yeah, he did date Kendall Jenner, but it's just like
And it made
It,
sense. Now it would not
it
make sense.
did
If
make
she was
sense, but
dating him right, if she was dating him right now, you'd be like, holy shit.
yeah, that's what.
You'd be like, whoa.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, don't have the same like I don't know why. Like at the time, it really like it was just it was like noted. It was like, okay, cool. We acknowledge that you're dating Kendall Jenner, but it's not like he was everywhere like TMZ and all this stuff.
No,
Like
but what I'm
stuff.
saying is it made sense. They were on the same level or similar-ish. Now he's just so like if he was dating her, you'd just be like, it'd be like how fucking Emily Ratajkowski just married some normal dude, or like Margot Robbie. Like Ben Simmons is a normal dude, I guess is what I'm saying now. He's no longer like this huge
Oh yeah,
star.
you know, he's gone from celebrities to Instagram
Yeah,
thoughts.
exactly.
And I'm not saying Maya Jam is an Instagram thought, like, you know, but you're not Kendall Jenner. You're not Tinashe even. Not even Tinashe.
Do you reckon he'll come back this year? This season?
Nah, I think the season's a write-off. I think the 76ers are just gonna hold and just ride, like honestly, just ride it out. Which I don't blame, and then wait for either like the around the draft or free agency if they can do a sign and trade situation. Like I think, you know, like I said, it doesn't really like nothing's really affecting them that much, and I think there's not a package out there.
That's what I was gonna say. There's nothing out there. There's no unhappy superstar on the West Coast who wants to get traded.
And it's like
De'Aaron Fox, maybe.
That's what I mean. The Kings are stubborn. Like, oh, we're not trading De'Aaron Fox or Halliburton. It's like, really? Like, that's what you're gonna hold on to? Really?
Yeah.
But then again, it's like then you have Ben Simmons and Marvin Bagley on the same team. It's like, God, that's just a mess in itself.
God, Marvin Bagley, dude. We've slandered him enough.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. The Kings are an absolute mess.
I mean, the one that people keep going back to is like Damian Lillard. Like at some point, will he just be like, I want to try something different. Let me go to Philly and like a straight swap there. But then even then, like, surely Portland would be like, no, we want Simmons and this. And the whole point of this holdout is because the Philadelphia 76ers want to be the A side to this negotiation. Whereas now they're
which they are. Like that.
They have Ben Simmons. Yeah, he is an A side asset, but now he's not.
But the thing is, he is.
Yeah, exactly. They want to get full value for it.
Yeah, Ben Simmons just ruining it for himself. Which, like, realistically, if there was like if he didn't play,
that's right. That's the part that fucks this whole thing up. If he just showed up, trained hard, took a few shots in some games, he would be traded. Which makes me believe his mental health thing a bit more. It's like he holds his destiny in his hands. If he really wanted to, he would be out of there already.
Yeah, but it's like, I think it's gone to the point now, like if he does play, he's got egg in his face and he embarrasses himself even more. Like it's you know when
every shot will be scrutinized.
Well, it's like when you commit to something, like, you know, you've committed to it and you're like, oh well, I look like an idiot, but I have to play this out. Like when I see a bus and I could be like, no, I could run for the bus and I catch it, but I'm just gonna accept my fate here. That's what he's done. He's accepted his fate.
Yeah, but he's accepted his fate at $30 million like US dollars.
Yeah. Back to the cash flow thing. It just doesn't make. Like I said, I'm not surprised, but like, mate, you've made so much money
in some way. It does though. How much money has he made in his career?
Well, he's like maybe 2 years, 3 years into his max deal, so he's at least got probably, I'd say, at least $80 million.
No, he's got one. Oh yeah, sorry. Okay, $100 million earned. So okay, assuming he's paying tax, which is not a guaranteed assumption.
And it doesn't even including his rookie contract either.
Yeah, so let's give him 100 mil paying
plus
tax.
The Nike money.
Okay, 120 mil taxed, 60 million overall. Oh, there's no way he can have cash flow issues. I guess Rich Paul probably takes million. Rich Paul's probably taken like 2 to 5 mil after tax of that. Other advisors, so he's probably left.
Rich Paul.
Rich Paul definitely. I don't know. Let's just say in training,
no, he does, but that's what I'm saying. It's insane.
Like, he makes the bag, dude. Dude, you want to talk about Ben Simmons dating Kendall Jenner? This dude is dating Adele. Like, he's got to bring something to the table. So, let's say he's made 50 million.
Generous, very generous 50 million.
Okay. After like all NBA related like taxes and management fees, plus he has to pay for his workouts, his holidays, his private jets, his houses, his cars, family members.
Okay, let's say that
he's not earning anything.
Yeah,
I can't like.
think about
much is a
LeBron.
car?
LeBron, the most supreme athlete, he spends what $1 million in the off season to
That's a
take care of
lot,
himself.
yeah.
That him at the
So Simmons
max.
spends like $5
That's what I mean.
probably.
Yeah, the guy probably buys the basketball and like a Spalding hoop from fucking Target or something, and then just shoots in the backyard.
Breaks after 2 days and he fuck it.
Where it's like there's so much give on the backboard. That's probably why he thinks he's a good shooter. There's so much give on the target, and the target fucking back.
Dude, I used to hate
up.
that when people would come over, people who didn't play basketball would come over to your house and hit like free throws off the backboard. Just like, mate, no, the backboard's giving.
That's what I mean. That's why when I was when I had the Hoovers, always swishes only. It's only swishes only.
Yeah, swishes only.
Household.
But yeah, so go ahead. So yeah, like he must be spending an obscene amount of money. It's stupid because it's a good source.
Does he have? He doesn't even have an entourage either.
Yeah, he would have an entourage.
Does he though? Does he? I don't see him rolling deep. Like you see, like Lonzo Ball rolls deep. He's got like 4 or 5 mans with him all the time. Like Ben Simmons usually just looks like he's on his ones, just going solo.
I don't. Yeah, that's what he showed. Okay, it says. Okay, so. Yes, actually, no, it's not the reliable source that I thought. But he's saying that very reliable that he may be tapped out broke.
Tapped out.
He's got an $18 million home. He has to pay taxes. He's got 2 homes in Philly, probably worth another 8 or 9 mil. Jesus, why are you paying 8 or 9 mil in Philadelphia? He buys it. See, this is the one I don't believe. He buys a brand new car every month.
That's the one I actually believe.
You think he just says?
I think a lot. I think a lot
spends money because he never thinks it'll end. He just thinks. I think
a lot of NBA. What like he's buying a new car, but like he's probably like, let's say he buys 5 cars, he probably sells one of them eventually. Like I don't think he's buying. He's not like he just has a fleet of like 40 cars. And like he probably buys a car, and then when a new one comes out,
around.
Yeah, he sells it, and then when the new one comes out, he buys it.
I guess. Yeah, so you believe that he's spending money? I can see his spending would be insane. I could see how he would just spend.
Yeah. He looks
pretty disappointing.
Like he probably lives a relatively lavish lifestyle. I guess probably behind the scenes. If anything.
Dude, that is just another advertisement for it. Doesn't matter how much you earn. If your lifestyle is ridiculous, you will never be happy.
Well, yeah, that's what I actually saw. I actually watched a video about this yesterday. I think where it's like lifestyle fluctuation. I was like, fuck. I think I'm getting caught up in that a little bit. I think maybe I got to go back.
You spoke about how you eat salmon if you want a salmon, if you want chicken. Dude, I don't eat steak anymore.
Red meat's
off the table.
Dude, I honestly thought when I could, not yesterday, Monday. We're recording this on Wednesday. So on Monday, I was like, I bought like fresh salmon. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna buy fresh salmon.
How much was that, and how big?
No, not like when I mean fresh. Like I'm just not getting frozen. It's probably like maybe $16 for half a kilo, which is not the worst.
$16 for half a kilo.
But you
Jesus Christ, blood.
But then you can get like a frozen bag, which is probably about 800, maybe 800 grams. And that's probably about maybe $22. So you're getting more value, really. God. But yeah, I was just trying to train myself, and I saw this video, and it's like,
can I ask?
It is true.
When you buy salmon, like, what do you do with it? You just pan fry it, sear it?
Yeah, sear it, pan fry, put a little bit.
And you just like
salt,
that
pepper.
better than chicken?
I just like fish.
You like
fish?
fish?
Like fish. I just like
What
fish.
about the frozen tilapia that we used to get?
Oh, I still smack that sometimes. The thing is, like, I buy the fresh one.
Oh man!
But no, it's the same price. It's the same price.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
The
frozen one's a scam. I don't know. After discovering that, like literally the fresh ones, it might be $1 difference, and it's like, I'm gonna cop that on the chin. If you want to call that lifestyle fluctuation, then I'll cop that on the chin. But yeah, that's probably what happens to all the athletes. It's just lifestyle fluctuation. Like
100%.
Once you get to that level, you're like, you know what? Instead of buying a regular BMW, I'm gonna buy the most expensive BMW.
Well, and also Ben Simmons signed a contract that under usual circumstances in the NBA. Like, look at John Wall right now. Like, he's not even playing. They've agreed not to play, but he's still getting paid. Like, the NBA is not the NFL. Like, you sign that deal, unless you basically like Henry Ruggs, you're gonna get every dime of that contract. Like, it's pretty hard to not get paid. So he would have signed that $150 million deal, and then that's cash in the bank. Like usually in life, you don't count your chickens before they hatch. But in the NBA, you probably can. And this is the most strange sort of standoff in recent history. So he probably didn't expect to be tied up in it when he bought those three houses worth 50 million together.
Yeah, I wonder what the pay cycle is though for the NBA, because I know in the NFL they only pay during the season. So for whatever it is, let's say the 14, 15 week or 16 weeks, sorry. The 16 weeks, that's when you get your, so if you make $20 million, you're going to get 20 million within 16 weeks. And then you don't get anything in the off season. So that's why.
So weird.
So that's why I remember watching the documentary, bro.
Does it make sense whilst they're making money, while the company's making money?
It's like, yeah, you're working and then you're like on
they don't want to
leave.
be liable. Yeah, they don't want to be liable for,
Exactly. And then that's where most of the people go broke because they don't budget correctly. And then like, oh, I'm actually fucked in the off season.
Yeah, and then the tax return comes and I made 500K, so I'm getting taxed 50% and I have to give half of this back. And
exactly. And then you're Odell Beckham Jr. and you have it all in Bitcoin. You're like, fuck, I can't even withdraw this money now. Or else it's like I get taxed so much. You're like, man, I've been shafted here.
Yeah.
Same as Trevor Lawrence with he got the signing bonus in Bitcoin. You're like, ah, jeez, why did I do that?
Oh, but at a point, he would have been making recent all-time highs. He would have
I think he got it when it started. When did he sign? That started.
He had chances to cash out. Do you reckon
he's probably still up heaps, actually.
Do you reckon those players who do that? Do you reckon they actually do hold? Like, do you reckon Odell Beckham actually believes in Bitcoin, or do you reckon he just does it so they can release the press story talking about how Odell Beckham Jr. gets paid in it? Hopefully, it spikes and then he sells it for a huge profit.
Well, I mean, in fact, the guy's made so much money in his career already. Whatever that amount, like he's got so many.
And also, why can't he just get paid in cash and then buy Bitcoin? Like, what? I don't understand. It seems like it seems a bit weird when they do that.
It does, yeah. No, that like, is
what's
a good
the point?
It does seem like a bit of a media play, like
saying
like, oh, look how advanced and forward thinking, and it's like
because I think Odell did he tied in with the marketing thing. If I look at his Instagram,
oh yeah, it's like Cash App or something.
Yeah,
we're not sponsored by Cash App, so. But yeah, it's Cash App.
Fuck them.
Fuck Cash App.
Yeah, no, he did some. So it was probably just all because of that, which is, get the bag, the Bitcoin bag if you want. Is it down though right now?
Nah, everything's back up.
Okay. So you can afford your salmon. But
that's
do you have anything else to say about that, the lifestyle inflation?
No, I just brought it up because you talked about Ben Simmons and spending all the money.
Yeah.
It's just more so like, it's just now it's like
I wanted to ask.
Yeah, go.
You don't. Sorry. Yeah, I did. You just like fish. You don't like chicken because chicken's cheap.
I've had so much chicken in my life. I've been a veteran of the chicken game. That's been
just get different spices. A layer of flour, a coating of flour makes all the difference with chicken. And get thighs, not breasts, because it's more fat.
I've had everything. I've had it fried. I've had it barbecue, grilled, poached, like boiled. Like I've had it
it's all the same. I guess
curried. I've like had it everything.
Steaks. Red meat gets expensive though.
No, that's right. But yeah, red meat. One, it's probably not healthy to eat every day, and then two, it's on the pricier side.
It definitely is.
If it was cheap, I probably would eat it more.
So in Argentina, it's cheap. Oh, I can't wait to go back there again. Like smack steak every day.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. I've always wanted to go to like a nice Argentina like barbecue sort of house because they always have like.
Dude, there's a Brazilian barbecue all over the city. We should go sometime. You pay $70 and it's just unlimited.
Dude, I'd fucking tear that shit up.
Dude, see, $70, I'd do that. If I was like that's my night out because I won't buy drinks. I'll just buy meat. If I know I'm just gonna spend like $70, I would happily do that.
Yeah, that it seems just like a good dinner thing. I just thought about that as well. It's like
we would get our money's worth.
We would. But I just thought about like the last time we went out and we're all like sitting around and we were talking about like, you know what, we're gonna do more sober events.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that's not a bad sober event.
But then the thing is, sober events at our age, like there's not many events that can't be turned from sober into drinking.
Literally
nothing.
Dinner,
you can start drinking. Go to the cinema, you can start drinking. Go to the beach, you can start drinking.
Yeah.
Hang out at someone's house, you can start drinking.
Yeah. Think about it.
Everything you can start drinking.
Even if you play touch or you like for you play soccer, then you have drinks out at the pub or something after. It's like it just leads to drinking.
Alcohol is just everywhere. You know what I don't get like because sometimes I'm at a place and I'll be doing a sober activity and I'm just like I'm happy how it is. I don't have to drink. Like alcohol is just so well positioned. Like anytime anyone has any spare chance, like, oh yeah, I'll take a drink. Like it's just it's like imposed on us so much. Like it's it's so for me, I find it unnecessary, but so many people just find it like, oh, if I'm doing like the most mundane thing, I will get a drink. I will just get a drink. And I'm like,
Yeah,
what is if I'm not getting drunk, I don't see the value, but they just love getting a drink with
100%.
everything.
Like the people that like a regular dinner and they'll get like a beer or something or like a wine. I was like, I don't really care for that. I just give me the table water. I'm fine.
Yeah, no,
Maybe a
I
Coke,
agree.
maybe a Sprite because I want a bit of sugar.
Or
Like,
maybe one beer, a beer,
yeah,
like one of them.
but
But I'm
people,
not like
yeah.
having like gin and sodas at a Thai restaurant.
Yeah, unless you know you're leading to like some type of night or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I guess we'll never have a sober nighting.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I want to go watch the new James Bond. I use my Discovery vouchers, get a fat like. Have you got your Discovery
Oh
vouchers?
yeah, I've still got a. I think I've still
Have you
got
seen James
one.
Bond?
Nah.
Fucking let's go. Gold class.
Really? Go? Oh yeah, true. For like
I
25.
might do. I'm thinking of doing that. Yeah, 25
That's not a bad
bucks.
shout. But this is you know what they have a gold class though.
Booze.
Moose.
Is it free?
Definitely not, boss.
Oh fuck.
It's
I
like
was gonna say.
it's like regular pub prices. So
Ah shit.
not even
It could
worth
be a
it.
decent prees, but
Yeah,
again, leads to drinking.
it leads to drinking. Um,
We cut the mid roll.
yeah, I think we time to pay the rent. Like I said last episode, David has so many repayments on his Lamborghini. It's actually quite ridiculous. So we hit the midi.
Howdy, friends. We hope that you're enjoying the app. Just a reminder that this podcast is brought to you by our sponsor, Southern Cross Bet. Southern Cross Bet provides great odds and service. And just like us, due to the amount of taxes that we pay, they are also Australian owned and they cover all the major sporting events around.
Yes, as we said before, there's more information in the description. But remember, if you are going to gamble, make sure you bet responsibly, know your limits, and we cannot reiterate enough. Please make sure you're over 18.
And don't chase your losses. Geordie, mate, those bags around your eyes are looking a bit small these days. What's going on? You've been sleeping in a little?
No, look, I wish, but I think I've actually found a little bit of a gem. It's transcending organic CBD oil. Um, Mate, David, myself, we know what it's like to be elite athletes, and we know inflammation and pain relief is a must.
Mate, I know you, and I know that you've been having aches and pains for years and a little bit of anxiety because you've just been dominating on the park. It takes its toll.
Oh, dude, 100%. I've been battling, but let me tell you, things are looking up. The CBD oil has got me feeling less stressed. I'm sleeping better, and my body is ready to move weight around in the gym. I'm telling you, serious numbers. Eddie Hall, serious numbers. But look, not only does Robert Whitaker and I share being Aussie supreme athletes and really just the pinnacle of savages in life, but we also take transcending organic CBD oil.
Alrighty, bro. Well, if the listeners are thinking of trying some out, where can they get the hookup? Tell the people.
Well, look, just find the link in the description. Search transcending organics online. Find them on Instagram. They're literally everywhere. If you follow Robert Whitaker, you already know about them. The great thing about these guys as well, they have guaranteed shipping internationally. So I mean, look, what else? What more would you really need?
Well, if you say so, Transcending Organics, thank you for supporting us. Check them out in the description. And remember, unlike Geordie's amateur football career, and I mean very amateur, be responsible. Hey. Take care. No, mate. Very amateur.
Double down.
And Jordan, is there anything special going on? Anything special for Transcending Organics that you want to tell me about?
Well, look, if you were hesitant about trying transcending organics, I think this will be the time to get on because they have a 40% sale site wide. That's all items 40% off. So please check it out. Like we mentioned before, by you supporting them, they support us. So yeah, check them out. Enjoy it.
Transcending Organics, let's go.
Yeah, peace.
Alrighty, all clear. I guess one thing I wanted to talk about, a sporting note. Obviously, Southern Cross Bet are one of our partners, so
yeah,
maybe we should talk a bit about sport.
Cheers to the boys.
The Ballon d'Or. What did you think?
I mean, I like it. Like you message. I like how you messaged me before. Like this was like late. Was it yesterday?
Yeah,
late at night.
I messaged you. We got the timestamps.
Yeah, no. Basically, just tell them what you messaged me.
Well, I was watching the highlights of the PSG versus I think Nantes, I think it was that they played. The game where Neymar got injured. Lionel Messi was clean shaven. That's how I knew he was going to win. Obviously, there were leaks, but there were leaks every way that Lewandowski, that Benzema, that Messi. And I think we all knew that Messi was probably the best player and that, he was going to win it. So you could kind of see it happening. But even still, his beard is, it's Lionel Messi. He can pay to get a barber to keep his beard neat. Like his beard isn't ungainly. It's sharp. So there was no need in my mind for him to shave unless he wasn't shaving to go and come in second place. He wasn't shaving to sit down and watch someone else win an award. He shaved because he was going to get on stage and the whole world was going to be watching him. So when I saw him with the clean shaven face, I was like, this man's going to win the Ballon d'Or. Lock it in.
Well, I mean, it's obvious, he's my goat. He's probably your goat. He's the world's goat. Everyone knows he's the goat.
You think it was a clear win?
Yeah, well, it's because it's for the year. Like, even though he had an underwhelming year, he had an underwhelming year. Not underwhelming, but like underwhelming to his standards. But his standards are so high, it's insane. And I think really winning the Copa America really sort of just put the cherry on top. I think it was undeniable that you can't really take it off him because that's the one elusive thing that he needed was international success, and then he got it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people were saying, dude, obviously there's a whole Lewandowski thing, but whatever. My whole thing was the rankings in general. Like people saying Benzema should have won it. I just don't understand because Benzema was not the top assister in the Liga. He was not the top scorer in the Liga. France got knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Euros. He didn't win any trophies. He was great, but Harry Kane was 23rd. Harry Kane was the PL top assister. Harry Kane was the PL top goal scorer. Got to the final of the Euros with England.
What is this rhetoric? What is this Harry Kane rhetoric?
I'm not asking that he gets put above Benzema, and I'm not asking that Benzema gets shafted down. I'm just asking, how can he be 23rd when Benzema's 4th? How can Benzema be behind Jorginho? Like all these things. How could Neymar be above Kane? How could Neymar be above Kane? In any way, in the 2020, when they got to the Champions League final, maybe. And I'm a big Neymar fan, but what did Neymar do in 2021? Where was he in the Copa America? They lost, right? Final. Same as Harry Kane, final. What trophies did he win in 2021? Some domestic French, didn't even win the league. Yeah. Was he first in goals in the league in League 1? No. Was he first in assist in League 1? No. The rankings are just so sus.
But I'm not too familiar how they
wasn't even on the top 30.
I'm not too familiar how they do the rankings though. Like how do they do it? Is it just who votes? Like who is it? Is it
they say players and journalists, but I don't know. I think a bunch of French dudes, dude.
Well, because it never seems that the EPL gets any love.
And you know what else?
More importantly, English players, I should say.
Yeah, Mike Lowen won it, but they don't give it to English guys. They don't like the black dudes either.
No,
not a lot of black guys on the top list, and no Eduardo Mendy on the goalkeeper list. Just 3
Dude, that
white
was shafting, bro. Donnarumma's had 16 clean sheets out of 50.
Yeah,
Mendy has Mendy's more than 50%.
Dude, Mendy was the reason. How can Jorginho be so high when Mendy was the reason they won? Mendy was way more important to Chelsea than Jorginho was to Chelsea. And he couldn't play in the Euros because he's not from Europe.
Yeah, I know.
I don't understand. So yeah, black guys and English guys, two kind of, it's something they have in common for once. I feel like throughout history, they've been on opposite sides of things, but now they're on the same thing. They've both been discriminated by the French Football Association in the same way. It's fried. I don't know how the rankings go. N'Golo Kante was nowhere to be seen.
Dude,
and then they just showed Ronaldo and Drogba in their underpants in the middle of the thing, which was really weird.
Just disrespect to Ronaldo. I get it. He didn't want to show up because he knew he wasn't going to win, but it's why?
Yeah, and then Drogba was on the stage as well as they showed it.
He was presenting the award as Drogba.
Yeah, he always presents it. He always presents it because he speaks the French. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know
the whole thing's
that.
a mess, dude.
I respect that.
Different languages.
I respect that, I guess.
But yeah, he was presenting, and then he just turns around. There's a photo of him stark as just with some tight undies on in front of everyone. Can you imagine that?
That is strange. All right, do we classify? we've had this conversation before. Are we classifying Brazilians as white or black?
Brazilian's a mixed race.
So what are we saying Ronaldinho is then?
Ronaldinho is, well, he's black, yeah, but Brazilian, he's a black Brazilian.
Okay.
No, okay. Back then, yes, they gave it to Ronaldinho, but like,
No, that's what I'm saying. He's literally the last black guy. I mean,
yeah,
it doesn't help that literally it's been Cristiano and Messi for fucking 10 years or whatever.
yeah, but even that, like, it's hard to not give it to someone because they're black, but it's easier just to leave them off lists. Like, dude, like, what is the list? I mean, maybe Harry Kane's black. I don't know. It was just something.
I can definitely tell you he's not black.
I'm not like saying. I'm just something I picked up. Just the whole thing looks like a mess as well. The whole thing, like Lautaro Martinez came 20th, Nicolo Barella came 19th, Neymar came 18th. Oh, sorry, wait, Harry Kane was no, has Harry Kane was 23rd. Chiellini was 13th. Like, what is going on? Mason Mount was 19th. How is Mason Mount above Harry Kane? Mason Mount is the reason we lost
he
to
won
Italy
the
in the
Champions
final.
League and he was a key figure in the Euros.
Phil Foden 25th. How is Phil Foden 2 below Kane? Ruben Diaz was 26th.
Ruben Diaz.
Mo Salah was 7th. He was very good. Kevin De Bruyne was 8th. How? Cristiano Ronaldo 6th. Erling Haaland 11th, Lukaku 12th. I mean, he won the league with Inter. Like Karim Benzema 4th. Like Benzema just got it because Real Madrid. He's got the French in them. Real Madrid, I think. N'Golo Kante came 5th, which is fair. Jorginho came 3rd. I understand that. Lewandowski and Messi.
Yeah, dude, I'm just looking at Neymar's stats, bro. 17 goals, 18 assists. You're in the top 20? No.
Yeah, I know. I mean, dude, he had some sick games. Like when they knocked Bayern Munich out, like one of his assists was insane.
Bro, did Harry Kane 41 goals, 7 assists? That's insane.
I know. 7 assists. I think it's 17 assists.
Oh, and this one is 7 for some reason.
Maybe just in the league. But yeah. He's insane, man. He came 23rd.
That's crazy. But then again, he plays for Tottenham and they didn't really do much. So
but I mean, he also plays for England and they came within a penalty of winning the Euros.
Yeah, but he sort of got like the Raheem treatment where it was like, fucking do something, mate.
Yeah, he wasn't great.
He wasn't great
in the Euros.
And he hasn't really kicked on like the start of the Premier League either. Neither has Messi really, but I mean,
I don't think they count. Do they count this season?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's the calendar year. That's why everyone was like frothing Mo Salah, but it was just too late. He really needed like the what is it called? The African Cup. If the African Cup was like in the middle of the year,
then he might have got it.
He could have been a shot.
Well, that means he could win it next year. If he has an insane season for Liverpool now, they win the African Cup of Nations, he could win it.
Maybe win a big title like Champions League.
They're insane Liverpool this year. They could definitely do it.
Oh, dude, this team's disgusting.
It is. Trent Alexander-Arnold, dude.
Disgusting.
He'll assist you on the field and steal your pregnant wife off it.
Wait, what?
Haven't you seen that? Google Trent Alexander-Arnold pregnant text. I don't know if it's real.
No,
I don't know how people verify this shit.
Don't tell me this man is
just search it. But basically, this kind of stuff when people have screenshots,
sex gremlin.
When people show these screenshots, like I don't know, it could so easily be fake. Like I don't understand. Like he genuinely gets dragged for this, probably because idiots like us talk about it. But like the only proof is like someone's a screenshot. I'm like, you could easily edit a screenshot. You'll be pretty. When you read.
But this is ages ago. It looks like.
I know, but I mean, still. I mean, read the text. That's why I don't think it's real, because it's like it's so egregious. Dude, it's messed. It's messed.
The first reply, you got Snapchat. That's so good.
But man, he's a fucking animal on the field.
Oh
and off it,
God.
evidently.
Surely this is not real.
That's what I was thinking.
Bro, wouldn't be happy. I'm gonna fuck his pregnant girlfriend. Mate, this guy's a savage. If this guy's a savage.
Yeah, if it's real though.
And this is 2018. This is 20-year-old Trent.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably a bit more immature. I don't know why he was trying to fuck a pregnant girl though. Bro, that's what makes it even weirder.
Mad.
Yeah.
The confidence in the lad.
Dude, can we talk about?
Is this pre-Champions League? This is
I
confidence
think
in
it's
the
like
lad.
it would have been pre-Champions League, yeah.
Confidence in the
Dude,
lad.
can we talk about leaking DMs? Like when Mia Khalifa used to leak the DMs of players, like players would always get dragged for it. But like to me, like they're not doing anything wrong. Like like a porn star putting up thirst traps on Instagram for athletes to DM you,
Yeah.
and then athletes DM you. Like there's nothing to be ashamed of. Like Chase Kelly, I think he's a scrub, but he ended up being a scrub. But like he kept DMing her. It's like, yeah, he's just doing what he's just giving it a go. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Oh, you know, you can only be proud in giving, your full effort and your full time. Like
Yeah.
that's what humans are there for. You got to work hard. You got to put in the time, and don't leave any stone unturned. I've been learning that recently. You never leave any stone unturned. I'll say that.
Is that what led to the? Can I ask what was the inspiration behind the TikTok haircut that you've probably got going on underneath that hat?
Dude, honestly, nothing. It was just spur of the moment. I was like,
Was it a Saturday?
No, Sunday.
So you just walked by and you're like, how much was it? How much was the perm?
110. It's not that. It's
That's pricey.
Dude. It's literally probably 50% of any other place you could probably find it. Like I got it on the low.
How?
I've walked past this like hairdressers a couple of times because it's on the way to the gym, and I was always sort of like, maybe one day. And I just thought like my hair was getting really annoying, and I was like, I need to get it cut. I need to.
Did you cut it at all before you got it?
Nah, I got it trimmed.
Okay, yeah.
So I cut a bit off, but like it's still long, and it was just more like I think I'm going to probably shave my head like early next year anyway. So I was like, you know what? Before
give it some time. You paid $100 for
well,
the perm.
I'm there. And I'm not saying like at the beginning of the year, but like let it sort of grow out, see what it is, and then probably maybe around March just shave it off, and then live.
You might like it. I mean, do you?
Exactly.
It's not by promising.
I do like. And I've always
do you like it or not? You're planning to shave it off already.
No. That's what gave me the motivation to do it.
Okay.
Like, worst case, I've already accepted I might be shaving my hair off anyway.
But now you like it.
And then now I'm like, fuck it.
Did you get it dyed as well?
No.
Okay.
The thing is, like, we work professional, dude. When I walked in work on Monday, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you would have got dragged.
Everyone's like,
all the tradies would have been dragging
Everyone's
you.
like, what the fuck, man? I was like,
but it's not.
I'm 23, boss. What do you want me to do?
That's true. We are young. 23. We forget about how young that is. But
is it though, boss? Jeez.
Nah, it is. But like curly hair, like you can't. It's not like you had it dyed. Like it's not unprofessional to have curly hair.
Yeah, and like I said, I've been wanting to do it for a long time. Like probably since we lived with each other like that long. Yeah. I've been thinking about like it.
I only realized it was possible a few months ago. I didn't even realize I didn't know what a perm was. I did not know people did that.
Well, it's mainly a chick thing, and then basically.
But why do girls get perms? I thought girls all the girls get them straighten their hair.
Yeah, some chicks want to get like the curly hair.
Fair enough.
Like
I think there's levels to it as well.
Yeah, that's the levels. Yeah, like I got like a. Let's say
what does your hair look like? If you're not showing me now, like, does it look what's a player who has curly hair? Like how?
You like this. If you chucked me into Brazil, like if you.
Do you look like Vinicius Jr.?
No. Mine's like I said, I look like a tall, like realistically, like me saying I look like a taller Bruno Mars. It's fairly accurate, but. If I style my hair, like if I let it just like go wild, I'd probably look more like Bruno Mars. But if I like,
do you have to wear do-rags now?
Well, I've always had do-rags, but I do wear do-rags sometimes. More recently, obviously, because of the hair. But no, what was I gonna say? If you chucked me in Brazil with. Or if you just chuck me, I look more South American now. Like I could pass a South American.
Okay.
Because because I like wearing hats. If I wear my hat backwards and I sort of let it show a bit, I look like every South American backpacker that's come to Australia. Like legitimately.
All right, yeah.
You can sort of catch the look.
Good old Fernando.
Exactly. Like if I just came in and if you saw me like riding a bike with like an Uber Eats, backpack. You'd be like, no,
Oh,
like
come
I could look like that, boss.
I've always thought that job isn't as bad as people say. Like, I mean, there's parts for because dude, sometimes you see them like I saw this Swedish guy on it once on a highway on his phone looking up the address with no helmet, going like so fast, not looking at the road because he needs to like look at the directions and they're on such a clock. Like apparently it's like real chop chop. I'm like, geez, no wonder a lot of them die. Like that's a brutal job. But like when I see them riding through like a nice neighborhood just pleasantly, I'm like, oh, I could do that on a weekend for some extra cash, ride my bike around all these different neighborhoods, get paid. It actually looks kind of fun. But I think if you're doing it during peak hour, the reality of it, it's like brutal. Like they're like under the pump.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like it's still. Oh, how under the pump can you be? You're just delivering the food. It's not like you're cooking it. Like
yeah, but
there's only
if
a
it's
certain
late,
extent.
you get shafted, and
Yeah, of
the
course.
restaurant, if like you're late to pick it up from the restaurant shafts you. Yeah,
Well, just
you get under the pump, and like just
that,
generally, like you want to get to a place quickly, so you get the order, and not someone else.
well, that's what I think Uber Eats needs to implement as well. Like, be able to select your delivery driver based on vehicle, right? Where I live,
That makes sense
where I live, I don't want a guy that's riding a
on the
regular push
bike.
bike. You're not
Yeah,
making it on time, and my food's
no,
not going to be warm. Give me a
no.
car, give me a scooter. That's all. That's all I
Well,
ask.
you know
I
what you
don't need
could
a
do.
bike.
We last night, no, sorry, on Monday, Uber Eats, you pay $2.50 extra for priority delivery. I don't know what it does,
But
but I
there's
do
so
know.
many fees on Uber Eats as well.
Oh,
Shocking.
it used to be. There was a time where Uber Eats was really like good. Well, I was like, oh, it's cheap. Like it's like $3 extra delivery.
Yeah.
Now it's like $3 delivery plus a service fee.
The service
Plus, like,
fee's dirty.
dude, it's dirty. And then and now also if you want the additional delivery fee, which if you're paying $50 for food, you may as well pay an extra $2.50. But I guess
Yeah.
that's how it creeps
That's
up
how
on
they
you.
get you. Yeah.
But like apparently it's a game changer. Like you just get it as soon as it's ready. It's just like at your door. Like the guy, they just send some guy there who's a kamikaze. He's willing to die to get that food to you as soon as possible. He just zooms down, runs every red light, and it's just there ASAP.
That's pretty good. I would wonder. I wonder what the rate is, and I wonder as well if it's better doing Uber Eats or if it's better being an Uber driver.
All I know is the Uber ads are the shittest. The ones where you've seen the ones where they advertise for people to be Uber drivers?
Oh, dude, it's fucking
First of all,
wank.
if you have to advertise that much for people to be Uber drivers, the job is shit. You don't see like people at Google out there handing out flyers to apply.
And it's like
always,
there's one ad where it's like there's like an absolute baddie as well driving the car. I'm like,
and she's like, I don't want a normal, boring 9 to 5 job.
Yeah.
So I became an Uber driver. I was like, oh yeah, that's really like a good decision.
yeah, it's like, and then there's like some weird like hippie dude as well. He's going like, oh, I have more time to study space and stuff.
100%.
I was like, what? I don't want you near my food. I don't want you near my food, mate. Please get away
You
from
fucking
me.
weirdo.
Yeah, I mean, like it probably is.
I don't want guys who make decisions like that holding my food.
No, definitely not. But I mean, look, someone needs to deliver my food. So if it does have to be him, I'll have to cop it. But it's not a career path that I would pursue. The one I would pursue would be, I think you could like. I like how we're sort of giving brands these free plug, but it is what it is. Amazon. Amazon.
People haven't heard of Amazon and Uber Eats before.
No, but Amazon. The Amazon one's good. You can be like an Amazon delivery driver, like where you just pick up the packages and you just drop it off. That one seems
They
more
get
chill.
paid well though. I know. I guarantee.
It can't be that
haven't
much
you seen all the
difference.
shit about Amazon, dude?
Like what?
Apparently they've got like so many like worker rights issues supposedly. I don't want to get sued.
But what every company has worker rights under.
Yeah, but you're talking about being a worker for that company.
Well, not me because I have a professional job, but I'm just talking about the young bucks like that.
I guarantee
I wish
Amazon delivery guy would
Do you have
blow.
to be over 18? Because I would actually rather have that job than working at like a night shift at a fucking supermarket.
That would be good. If you're like 16, just like on your bike delivering that shit. Yeah.
Dude, that's mad.
Good.
That's actually a mad job.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Or like you just got you just got your peas or something and you're just driving around, you're just dropping off food. I'm like, man, that's way better.
Did I ever tell you about when I went to an Uber driver's birthday with my friend?
What? No. You go.
When
Please tell
when
the story.
when I was living in Chile, and an Uber driver was this guy was driving Ubers, but he had a rich car and he was young, and he was talking about drugs
Define
and
rich
boozing
car.
up, and it was my mate got the Uber, and well, like it was not good. Rich kids in Chile are like richer than rich kids here.
Mm.
And he was a rich kid. And he was telling us about how his apartment that like I was like, geez, this guy's an Uber driver, like living in an apartment in the hot side of town. Like fucking that's something's weird. He was because he was a rich kid.
Yeah.
And he and like rich kids in South America are like the rich kids like you see in those movies where they make them out to be like like they are rich.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude, why are you doing this? Why are you an Uber driver? And he's like, oh, I just do it to meet foreign people, to practice my English. And I like hanging out with foreign people. And foreign people always take Ubers. So, especially around like exchange student season. Like, so I just meet foreign students doing this.
That's some bullshit. He's
And
trying
then,
to pick up foreign exchange chicks. We all know
oh,
that.
yeah. But I mean, he was like, oh, yeah. Like, do you guys smoke weed? My buddy was like, yeah. And so, like, he
Yeah,
was like, oh,
your
we
buddy.
should smoke weed together. And we were like, well, maybe not while you're driving us around, but at a later time. And the friend who was like, yeah, what my friend was really nice, really, really, really nice guy. He
Was
basically
he
just
what?
couldn't
Was
say
he?
no.
Was he what? English or something?
No, he was
Was he?
Australian actually. He lives in Sydney as well.
Oh,
But
respect.
he just couldn't say no. Like he was just like, yeah, I guess I'll hang out with you. Yeah, do you want to get? He was like, yeah, let's get some drinks sometime. My friend was like, yeah, sure. And
Sounds
basically,
like he's
long
trying
and the
to
short of it
fucking.
is, long and the short of it is, a few days later, he comes to me and goes, "Do you want to come to this party with me?" It's a guy. It's an Uber driver. Um, it's here. Do you want to come? And I was like, "Fucking." We were in a part of the exchange semester where like we'd been doing the same thing, going out each for like quite a while. I was like something to mix it up. I was like going to a random guy's house. We don't really know anyone else who'll be there. Like, why not? So I was like, let's go. So we went. It was really weird. It was this massive, big posh building, but it was like right next to this completely abandoned lot.
Like an apartment complex sort of thing.
Yeah, and it was just this like where the Uber driver dropped us off. It was like where people dig graves after murdering people. And we were like, oh my god, like there's nothing here. So we had to like walk around the corner, and then we got to the apartment. Like this is the apartment, and we just went up, and it was just this totally normal guy, cool guy with friends from. He had friends from Santiago, the capital, who come down. He had friends who were living in Vinya where I was staying, and just had a party. And then after they went to the rich kids fest, nightclub, and it was
Wait, what?
great.
His nightclub. He
No,
owns it.
like we went to. Sorry, I said that wrong. Like we went to one of those nightclubs that are like for the rich people that are like
Oh,
quite
okay.
expensive, and
Yeah.
you need to kind of get tickets to a promoter, which is a foreign student. You're basically at the top of the demographic hierarchy, unfortunately and unfairly. So we obviously got to go, but yeah, like um, yeah, he was just a normal guy. He just genuinely used it. He did not need the money at all, like in the slightest, and the money wasn't
I
good.
actually respect that because at least he's
Yeah.
trying to occupy his time.
Yeah, I mean it's a huge investment, and a lot of people he'd meet, but I guess I think what he worked out was, if you're a Uber driver and you're young, like people, exchange students are looking to meet people everywhere, and they're definitely looking to speak Spanish everywhere, or if they can't speak Spanish, they're relieved that someone speaks English. So either way, if you're a young person, if you're willing to speak Spanish with the exchange students, or you can speak English with the ones you can't, it's people. It sounds weird, like in Australia, you would never hang out with your Uber driver. But exchange students are like prime targets for Uber drivers to hang out with in Chile, just the way it works out. So it was
That's pretty
well done
neat.
by him. Yeah, he was totally normal guy. We didn't get murdered or anything, although we thought we were going to. We didn't.
Yeah,
But
interesting.
to answer you, I guess I just kind of stole the spotlight there. But
No.
the pay is shit. The pay is shit.
Well, I mean,
The
of
pay
course,
is shit.
of
The long and
course,
the
in
short
Chile.
of these jobs is the majority of it you're driving around. No, in Australia even. I think the pay is trash.
Well, I think Uber again. I don't know, but I think Uber takes like
Oh, they take a cut. But
eighteen
even
percent.
Uber's not that profitable.
No, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they're getting shafted.
Yeah, they lose money. So I don't know about that. But
Oh,
I know an Uber
jeez.
driver. I said an Uber driver I had. He rents out 2 rooms in his apartment. He has a 3 bedroom apartment with his boyfriend, and he rents 2 rooms out of it for 8 exchange students.
Yeah, that's what I'm just looking at the fucking Splendor in the Grass lineup. Fuck,
Oh,
it's actually,
jeez.
bro, it's actually
Is it
decent lineup this next year. You got the
But when is
Gorilla,
it? What time?
July, and 22nd,
Oh,
23rd,
shit.
24th of July next year.
What do you think about
Actually, a decent lineup. Jack
what
Harlow, fuck.
Jack Harlow? Bro, that's if they let him
Gorillas,
in with the
Tyler the
Omni run.
Creator, Liam Gallagher,
Pretty
H.
insane. I don't know who the Gorillas are. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh, jeez, boss.
What
Come
are they?
on. You know, what's the song? You know, Feel Good, right? Feel Good.
Nah,
Feel
no
Good.
idea.
You know the song once you hear it.
The Strokes. I bet the guys in the Gorillas will get a lot of strokes from girls that's
Ah,
thrown in the
jeez. They're,
grass.
they're big UK brand as well. Or UK or Mac, one of the two.
Mm.
But they're big band. It's actually a pretty good lineup,
Dude,
surprisingly.
Jack Harlow's like one of the small names. That's a bit disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
Um,
And then fuck Tyler the Creator on the Sunday. But
Tyler the
yeah, who
Creator,
knows? Like that's the thing is, like,
Muramasa.
dude, I look at the Mirror Mass is big. I look at this and I'm just like, God, I would froth that. But then the fucking COVID-19 variant could just
Jack
fuck it
Harlow's
all
not
up.
getting in. Yeah,
That's what I mean. This COVID-19 shit, even if it's not here, if it's in other countries, you're just gonna get fucked
Yeah.
anyway.
it's
then
gonna
we
be
get-
hard.
And then we gotta watch buddy Guy Sebastian and Jessica Malboy again.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's like if they don't cancel, they don't technically cancel it. They don't have to refund it if all the headliners pull out, if they just get new headliners.
yeah. And like, dude, surely it's like canceling a second festival in a row will just lose them so much money.
Yeah.
But they just
You'd
can't
have to
cop
think
it.
they must like have some guarantees from the government. Like as a business, like do you just keep like
Do they?
fool me 17 times, fool me COVID-19 times, like
Well, they probably have some indication, I guess. But I don't
do you
know.
reckon we'll shut down for this Omni run? I guess everyone's
They
going to be talking
can't.
about
They
it, but
can't. They can't. They
you
can't.
reckon?
They can't. I honestly think that they just can't. I think it would. This is like, because there was a protest last weekend, I believe, last Saturday.
I would go to a protest. They locked down again.
If they locked
If
down
I
again,
saw him walking by,
Yeah.
I would join.
if they locked down again, I'm going. If there's a protest, I'm going. It's just like
I would protest.
'cause
I think
it's-
that's fair.
It's just like how like we just can't take this anymore. Like it's just realistically, it's just eventually we just have to live with it. And if
And it's a
we're-
huge kick. It's a huge spit in the face to people who got vaccinated.
yeah, it's like what's the point?
Like all the people who have like a family history of like of blood clots who are like, you know what, for my freedom, I will get the vaccination. And then it's like, now I don't have my freedom and I'm also going to die of a blood clot.
Yeah, like none of them, yeah, we lost our freedom. You've implanted 5G into my blood system. You're tracking everything I do. It's like, mate, it's like just let us live. Just let us live.
That the algorithm's really going to punish us for that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. What do you think of like multiple day festivals? So like camping festivals.
I've never done that, but there's something I think you just have to do in your lifetime. I think
Camping?
it'd just be a good experience.
Would have to. Yeah, I don't know about camping.
Have you gone camping? Like proper camping?
Once, and I quit halfway through. It
I'm
was
telling you
the
right now.
Patagonia thing. It
I'm telling you-
sucked.
I'm telling you right now, bro. Camping's so overrated. It's shit house. It is. It sucks
I agree.
so much.
I agree. Like, it depends. Like, when we're at Patagonia, dude, Patagonia, you can pay $10 for a spot, which is you basically just pay and you don't get anything. It just means that you have the right to put a tent down.
That's
Or you can
That's most places in the world.
Or
yeah.
you can pay $30. So, okay, you're paying triple the price, but you split it between two. So you can pay $10 more per night and you get a pre-made North Face, humongous, like perfectly matted tent. And it's like people actually pay the $10 and then lug their tent with them, get back to base camp from a 23K hike and line it up. I'm just like, what are you doing? I did that and it sucked.
Yeah, like, yeah, dude. It's a good experience, but it's just like
What do you not like about it though? Do you not like the outdoors
it's just high.
aspect?
It's just high maintenance. It's just like there's too much prep, and it's like if I had
Yes.
if I was like realistically every other Aussie our age who had like a 4-wheel drive and they had like the canopy at the back and he had it all set up, like of course that's gonna be sick. Like going 4-wheel driving, going camping,
Oh yeah.
having a little barbecue set up, stuff like that. It's like that's not what it is. It's like we're all realistically, if we did it, I'll still want to do it because it's worth doing, I think. But just logistically, it's like all the gear you have to be like. Think about when we went away. Just logistically getting that sorted.
Yeah.
We've already got a place. Think about that. We got to try and find a place, get all the equipment for the camping, the sleeping bags, all this type of stuff, the food, the drinks.
How hot and sweaty it'll be inside. You wake up.
Exactly.
Imagine my whole
Dude,
thing is
July as well. If it's July, it could be raining, and then it's like you're just fucked.
yeah, exactly. You get for your third day of the festival, you've had nothing but shitty kebabs and beer. You've done a fucking terrible shit that's ripped your asshole in half. You're sweating your ass off. It's rainy now. Everything's wet inside the tent.
You probably got hepatitis from sitting on a toilet seat. It's just like, mate,
yeah, I'm like, dude, like that's my problem with it. Like, I'm a big fan of outdoorsy and shit like that. Like, if there was like a hostel, we could just buy a room in a hostel, like that would be great. I've done that, but camping is like such a pain.
If there was like a student accommodation type thing where it's just like again, everyone just goes there, and it's sort of like like you said, like a hostel. It sort of kicks on its own thing as well.
Yeah,
and it's like fuck that would be vibey. But that being said, Splendor, look, if you want to give us free tickets, we're not going to say no.
Free tickets with a clean bathroom.
Free tickets, clean bathroom, VIP as well. We're not being picky, but VIP would be preferable. So, indeed.
But with festivals, I'm just interested to see. Well, we got shit shafted on the Rufus one. I thought it was this December. It was next December. Dude, you have to buy tickets a year in advance.
But that's most things. That's most music events. I think when me and our friend Ben, when we went to see Anderson .Paak, I think we bought the tickets in because we were living with each other at the time. I think you were still living with us at the time.
Yeah,
because we bought it before the Kendrick Lamar tickets.
And
that would have been like what, like April.
And we went to Kendrick Lamar beforehand.
Exactly, yeah. So it was like April, and then me and him went to Anderson .Paak in January. That's like 8 months.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's generous. Like most of the time, it's like a year in advance. Like,
but like, how do you know? How do you know you're going to be available on a Tuesday at that time?
Well, the thing is that you just buy it anyway, and then it's like if you can't go, you just sell it. And realistically, if it's a big enough act, like I think Kid Laroi is coming like this, like next year, like in a year.
Yeah,
he'll probably be a big act. So like,
he's the one guy where I'm like, you can put on a few shows and let like enough of your fans see like you're from here. You can stay for another week and put on an extra show.
Yeah, but then do you make as much? Because I think he's performing at what, Kudos Bank Arena. It's like, do you make as much money?
Sure, no, but just do 2 shows so more people can see. Because I don't think demand's the problem.
Well, usually, most of the time that usually happens anyway.
They put on 2 shows.
Like once they come, they either put on a second show. Like it's big with like comedy acts, obviously. Like they'll come and they always fucking just like, you know what? Especially if it's Australia, it's like, fuck, you're already here. You might as well take advantage of it.
That's true.
But we won't see that for a while because of COVID. So yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking
a bit of a
like moving somewhere, but such a pain in the ass to move somewhere now. Yeah. I was thinking like, could I do that? Like work remotely or something. It's like maybe move to like Belize or Mexico somewhere and just like remote in to work. I was discussing, but it'll be good.
Well, is your work open to that?
They would be. Well, my boss is going. Oh, I don't know how much I can say, but basically, someone important in my office is going away for an extended period of time. He's going away and going to work remote, and we're going to test it. If it works well, it'll be all right. Like we'll do it. I'll have
that'd be a big game. That'd be a game change as well for the company in general.
Dude, and just even if you're working like 3 days a week, like would you like that? Would you like to be able to work 3 days a week?
Oh,
and then okay, so maybe you can't go full on hostels because I don't know, just you have to work 3 days a week, log 24 hours a week, and you get paid like, okay, so like 3/5 of your 60% of your salary. If you're like traveling around like Belize, Mexico, Guatemala, you're like saving money.
Oh, dude, if I had the opportunity to have a stable job that I could work remotely, fuck, I would be nomadic pretty much. I would be nomadic. The only things I'm not saying is, you know, not the only reason, but it's like, you know, it's just the way society's set up is like you have to, you know, you go into work.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Dude, I hate remote working. That's the problem, though.
It is shit. It is.
Like I work screen. I work Microsoft Teams? You can only share one screen.
Yeah. Did I work from home on one day? Bro, it's No
I want to blow my
productivity.
brains out.
No
Yeah.
productivity. I was like, mate, I need to go back into the office. I'm like, fuck, I'm not doing anything right now.
Yeah, I'm just wasting time. Then I have to stay back to do it because it took me too long.
Yeah.
Not a fan of it.
It reminds me of like uni, like where it's like I should be using like the active hours of the day to do my work instead of like
You
a
don't,
instead of like 10 p.m. I'm trying to cram and I'm like, God, I'm working. I don't need, why am I cramming? I don't
because you
need to be
play too
doing
much
this.
FIFA during the day.
Yeah, that's what I call it, FIFA.
Do you do you want to talk about what happened to Brendan Smith, the NRL player?
Yeah, I had that written down. For people that don't know, most primarily I guess people that don't live in Australia, Brandon Smith. He went on a podcast, YKTR. Big fans of them
I think
actually.
he's part of. I don't. What are they?
So they're just like originally a clothing brand started by Corey Norman, James Seguiaro, and Isaac John, all ex
Does
NRL players.
Yeah,
Well, two of them ex NRL players. Corey Norman's like sort of he's like in
still
limbo.
playing.
He's like in limbo. He doesn't have a contract, but
Oh,
I don't
true.
know. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, it's just a brand that has sort of just developed it over the years and become sort of like one of those new social media platforms. And I think they've taken inspiration from like a bar stool, where they're trying to like take on athletes and take on talent. Hence why they
Yeah,
signed Brandon Smith.
and Justin Horo.
Justin Horror as well. He sort of like does like the YKTR sport sector, I guess you could say. But yeah, basically he just went onto the podcast. And their big thing is trying to give the voice to the athletes. Because obviously I'm not gonna say it's an issue, but I think it's very two contrary things. Like they take it to the extreme where they want to give the athlete the ultimate voice, right? While traditional media outlets want to have the ultimate voice.
Yeah,
So because there's no middle ground, it's just they're trying to like enforce this. This is my platform. I'm gonna be outspoken, and I think they're taking a lot of inspiration from, especially America, because Australia is not really athlete
still behind
wise.
on that. Yeah,
Yeah, still behind. Like not really that much play empowerment.
sports media in Australia sucks dick.
No, 100%.
Sports media in Australia is so bad. We're never getting Fox Sports are never signing us, so we can say well, they suck dick.
Yeah.
Sports media, dude. If you're a sports journalist in Australia, you're a fucking cock.
You're a
they
simp.
are.
Yeah, you had to be a simp for a while.
This is a bit of a swerve for this Brandon Smith thing, but there would have been a guy at the Fox Sports or wherever, ESPN, wherever. I don't know where I saw the stories all over the place. There would have been a guy sitting there who listened to the podcast and they don't get interviews anymore. So they listen to other people's podcasts and then saw something and went, we can take that out of context.
Dude,
Let's use that.
Yeah,
what
that's
a
what they all
cuck
do.
job.
That's what they all do.
Job.
They all source it. And I guess just to get to the point, basically, Brandon Smith is trying to find his
for the next season.
Yeah, not the 2022 season, but the 2023 season. He'll be.
Dude, I think the NRL is a mess. How you can sign and leave.
That's even a bigger issue that one day we can talk about. But yeah, basically he's been touring different teams, and getting sort of the fucking pitch of why he should be.
Because it's how he earns his income, so he wants to take it seriously.
Yeah, so you're getting the pitches and why he should be going to these teams and stuff. But the negotiations, right? And this is where the full play empowerment comes in, where he's going to talk about all the negotiations as it happened, basically. He's going to leave it all on the table and say, this is what happened, this is what I did, this is how I felt about it, blah, 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 blah. And basically the controversy is that he's just spilt the beans and stuff that
how bad was it?
Well, he basically said that like he had the meeting with the Roosters and then he was like, oh my God, like when I was looking at the jersey, I just thought like I really want to win a premiership in this jersey.
Oh fuck, that is a bit red hot.
That's what I mean. Like that's red hot.
How red hot was it when in context? How red hot was it?
Oh, it's red hot. Like it's agreed that statement was like, man, that's a bit fucking. You're in the middle of negotiations and you basically just spilled the beans.
Why
that you're
did
gonna
he
go to
say that though? Because then like not just the Melbourne Storm.
Well, it's because he's being honest. Like he's just.
But
that's the issue.
Had meetings with the Dolphins as well. Like now all of a sudden the Roosters can be like, all right, we'll knock that down from $1 million to 900. Like why would he say
it's
that?
Just not. Yeah, it's just not a smart move in general.
Yeah, it's just silly for him.
But if anyone knows Cheese, he's sort of like a brash type of character. So he just sort of just goes about his own business and all that type of stuff. So
Yeah,
like, what was it?
makes you think. Do you reckon like that deal's locked in then? Because they
Oh
met with
yeah,
him. They obviously can
well
sign him. They obviously want to sign him.
they already said like Melbourne's already said that like then they're not re-signing him basically.
He's
Like
too expensive.
I think they're even thinking of like releasing him this year so he can just go play there, which would be crazy.
They would probably want something for it.
Oh yeah, they want to play it back.
You got another, but why would you let him go when he's got another season on a cheap deal and he's one of the best players in the league? You wouldn't just let him go.
Yeah, but it's like, it's one of those classic ones where it's like he's not.
Maybe he said
do Bill for because they have Harry Grant, who's like basically the Storm have the best player in the position and the second best player in the position. So it's like,
look, I mean, which one's which is not actually a done deal.
Exactly, like they interchange.
What I think we might be the idiots here. We might be the idiots saying Brandon Smith's an idiot. Maybe Brandon Smith has signed a deal with the Roosters and thinks this is a smart way to get out of my last year at the Storm.
It is, but that's a fair point. That's a really good point.
I just can't believe he would go in there and just blow it up, blow up his negotiations with the Redcliffe Dolphins, blow up his re-signing conversation, and then just hand it on. Like, I can't believe he would just blow himself up.
He went off as well. Like he was going like, oh, Parramatta, had contacted me. Penrith Panthers, they've contacted me as well.
Jeez,
that's what I mean. Like
crazy.
He just said it. He just said like, yeah, like he literally said he went through every single team that's like been interested in it and like went through the process.
I guess it's kind of good. Like, it's transparent, but like that's crazy because then like who's Appy Coruscant at the Panthers?
Exactly.
He's like, holy shit, they trying to replace me?
That's what I mean. Like Appy think about Connor Watson just signed to the Roosters this year. He's gonna probably be.
Yeah, I thought he was supposed to be playing hooker.
Exactly. So Connor Watson's like, the fuck? Like, I thought I was going to be playing hooker. That's why I left Newcastle.
So now what's he gonna play?
Same as Sam Verrills. Sam Verrills was like, bro, I've been playing hooker. And that's like, I'm not even going to be in the team at all because if Connor Watson's in the team, then I don't even get a shot.
That's why Parramatta want him.
Exactly. And then it adds to like the Reid Marnie one where it's like maybe Reid.
That's crazy. I mean, yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but like Brendan Smith going out, like I guess it's crazy, but it's because like players haven't had the ability to do that. But it is crazy to go out and like name crazy. And.
But then it's like maybe not in this context and not in this situation he should have done it, but in other situations I don't see how it's not a positive thing. Like if Ben Simmons came out vocally, his own words. Let's say he went on like KD's podcast or Uninterrupted or something, and
JJ Redick.
Yeah, JJ Redick's podcast, and went a full hour going what happened at Philadelphia, what is happening, and why he wants to go. Good. He would become a good guy again. I'll probably be on his side because I'd be like, you know what? God, you've been shagged. Himself. Yeah, you've been shagged by Philadelphia, and then what's Philadelphia? Philadelphia's gonna like they'll have to rebuttal, but it's like you would probably believe the player because it's like.
He's a human coming from a human mouth.
Yeah. Opposed to like all these leaks and it's like these media outlets where it's like Rich Paul is telling like Ramona Shelburne or Woj or Shams to like tweet this and write this and stuff. It's like, that's what I mean. That's what like if the coming from the player's voice, at least it's authentic and it's honest. So it's like, it's not a bad thing what Brandon Smith did, but I think in the terms of negotiation and business, you sort of have to keep it hush hush because you're not the only stakeholder involved.
That's the only thing for me is, I guess. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's Brendan Smith's life. They asked him for the meeting. It's not his fault clubs wanted him. It's not his fault clubs talked to him. He's not like, he didn't sign an NDA when he went in there. Like It's his freedom of speech. But the only thing that I see wrong with it is, I don't want to be a Fox Sports cuck or an ESPN cuck, is like, he did kind of shaft Happy Coruscant, although maybe he did Happy Coruscant a favor on the other end. Now Happy Coruscant at least knows, hey, like fucking these guys are trying to shaft me. If someone else offers me big money, I should take it.
Or he's like, oh, you know what? Redcliffe's now on the market. Like all these teams are available, and he's like,
But it does seem pretty self-destructive though, because now teams know, okay, if we talk to Brendan Smith's agent, he's going to tell Brandon. And Brendan's going to tell everyone everything. So it does kind of, but if he's a good enough player and Pete teams want him, it doesn't really matter. Pete teams are still going to negotiate for him.
No, exactly. I'm just trying to like.
What did he say about the drinking culture? Because I saw some big thing Fox Sports was saying, "Oh, there's a drinking culture at Melbourne Storm, Brandon Smith," and I was just like, "This has to have been taken out of context."
But besides like the Roosters, yeah, point is the only thing that I have any issues with. Whatever, like Fox Sports, they came out, not Fox Sports, Daily Telegraph came out and they were talking
Yeah,
about
sorry,
like,
they're the ones. They're the cucks.
yeah, they were going like, oh, he's swearing too much in the podcast. It's like, gosh, shove it up your ass, mate.
Yeah,
What are
I
you
know.
talking about? Oh, it's a bad look for the game. It's
Oh,
like,
sorry, we forgot the part where it wasn't your podcast; it was his podcast.
yeah. And then in the article, I think it's Dean Ritchie. Shout out Dean Ritchie, you fucking simp. He was like, he was just like, he was like, what did he say? He said something like,
We're gonna get sued.
he, don't worry, I'm not the only one that's called out his name. I think we're the least of his.
Everyone,
words,
yeah.
I think everyone's called him out.
I think Brandon Smith's gonna fucking.
Yeah, Brandon Smith's probably get a comp.
I mean, let's be honest. Daily Telegraph's ability to talk to the Roosters and any Roosters players, if he signs with the Roosters and he'll be loved by them, and they've dragged him through the mud, gone. They're not getting another Roosters players interview.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's probably like I don't like
the tides turn them, fella.
Like yeah, like the bet. Like I just like referring to the Ben Simmons situation because it's such a mess. But it would be like someone like if Woj just had anti Ben Simmons articles or quotes or tweets and stuff, and then Rich Paul is just like, you can't talk to LeBron anymore. Like that's how much that's like the leverage that basically Brandon Smith has. Like if he goes to Roosters, it's like the Roosters will be like, oh, you're trying to like defame and disrespect one of our players. Well, Teddy, oh cool, you don't get to talk to Teddy anymore. Oh, Joey Manu, you want to talk to Joey Manu? Nah, he's fine.
I'm surprised teams even let that happen. Like I guess they need Channel 9 and the big media to do advertising. There's a big game coming up. We need Teddy to do an interview so that they can do a segment on it. I guess
as well.
Yeah,
like in the is it the NBA or the EPL? I think they're probably both.
In everything, that's why the players at halftime. The players at halftime aren't doing interviews out of the goodness of their heart. It's because there's a PR guy working for their team who says, if you don't do this interview, our team's going to get sued. So get out there and do this interview, as annoying as it is.
Or I think maybe it might be part of like their third party deal, because that's why they always get the same people to do the interviews. Like it's never like it's never like some random rogue player. Like you don't see you're not seeing like Matt Ikuvalu do an interview. It's always like a Teddy or unless he wins man of the match, but it's always usually the same dons. Because of the high profile, but two, they're probably getting a little bit of kitty on the side for that one.
That's true. Although Barcelona, after they lost a big game in Pedri's first year, they made him do the interviews. He was 17. So I don't know. Who knows? But I guess so. There is still something the media companies have, some leverage they have, but it's decreasing. And any casual stuff, they're not getting anymore.
But it's like you do sort of have to respect. You do need proper journalism at the same point as well, because then it get.
But for what? Like what the proper journalists add to the NRL?
Maybe not NRL, but like a good example is the Ariel Hawani Brandon Shaw beat. Right, Brandon Shaw is he's pro athlete and he's always going to ride for the athlete because he's an athlete, correct? And he puts out all this rhetoric, especially to Hawani, that he's false.
Well, and because he needs athletes to come on his show.
Exactly. But then Hawani's just like, mate, he talks about the fraudulence and then all these fighters back Hawani. So it's like,
because the players aren't always honest themselves.
Exactly. So it's like, that's why you do need like some mediation, because if it's just all players and we're just getting, but
Ariel Hawani's not writing hit pieces on Brandon Smith swearing.
Yeah, I know. That's when it gets childish. But for example, let's say it's just players, right? And then the Melbourne Storm.
The salary cap scandal.
I was going to say the drug scandal this more recently. Like if Cameron Munster and Brandon Smith just came out and like, oh, no, it wasn't drugs. It was just like they were the only form of like truth. And it's like, where's your legitimacy? I
was going to go more with the Sharks scandal.
Yeah. Well, even then, it's like they'll just start lying. It's like, oh, I didn't take peptides. It's like,
true.
I guess.
But that's like invested in, that's like, I guess you said real journalism. I guess now like pundits.
Yeah.
Like they're not necessary.
Yeah, especially if their name's what's his name? Van der Vaart. Fuck, that guy's trash pundit.
No, I like Van der Vaart. He played for Spurs.
No, that's why he's trash, boss. You know who my favorite pundit did? Alan Shearer and Ian Wright, they're very good pundits. I give them their respect.
Let's
I like
cut him
them.
out.
Oh, I was just
You
saying
like
Ian.
him?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
think I've
mind them.
heard like Alan Shearer.
They're good. They're quite knowledgeable. They're quite chill. Because I heard them on the Arsenal Newcastle pre-game. I was like, yeah, they actually make good points,
Know
valid
what they're
points.
saying. But isn't that sad how like you're watching guys paid to be on TV make good points about the show they're paid, the sport they're paid to talk about, and you're like, well, that's pretty like because like it's how slow we've like Steve, like I feel like so often on TV they'll make points and you're just like, yeah, anyone could. Like I don't listen to like Gary Neville or like Jamie Carragher at all. I get all my football stuff from Tifo, from the Athletic.
Yeah,
Like it's just like a surprise. I think we've always said it. UFC is the best like commentary. If there's a sport
yeah.
where like the commentary is high level, it's the UFC because they get proper technical like ex fighters.
But I realistically like this might sound like we're belittling ourselves, but it's like if when I see pundits or reporters or journalists make points that I can make, I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
you didn't really make a good point. It's like it's just you just
stating the
yeah,
obvious.
you just conveyed an opinion, a public opinion that's already like relevant, opposed to
Mm.
like you said, like in the UFC where they're a lot more technical and they're like, fuck, I wouldn't think about like what they're saying.
Yes, yes.
So
Yeah, it's what I'm saying. Like when people say Ronaldo's a problem at Man U, it's like, okay, well, it's easy to say. Like, why
yeah,
is he the problem and what is the solution? And if they can't add that, then what's the point in listening to them?
yeah, no, exactly.
I think no, they're playing Friday morning. I've got study leave now, so I'm not working for a few days. So I'm gonna smash the EPL games tomorrow morning. I think
Oh, dude, yeah, dude, there's some good ones.
it's a good game.
Man City's playing Aston Villa 7:15. That's all I
Yeah,
know
that'll
that.
be a good game.
There's some good
And then the one
games.
just before that as well, I think is good.
Cool. I might do an early wake up and chuck on a game or something.
Yeah, it's good on the train or something. I
Yeah,
think
I might do that.
Watford, Everton, Liverpool tomorrow. I love watching Liverpool play. They're so good. I
Bro.
think as a Spurs fan, like if Spurs are just gonna be terrible, like if there's another big team who has to do well, like Liverpool is the one for me because they're humble. They have
No,
lack
no,
of
I hate
investment.
Liverpool. I hate
Why?
Liverpool. But
You
it's
have
like
to respect it.
they're like Man United to me. They just have a massive fan base, and when they win, they're just in your face. It's like I just don't need that.
No, but they
I
don't
don't
have the
need that.
money.
That's why
They,
I
as
like.
a club,
That's why I
like they
don't.
build it, they sold players, they reinvested. They don't have depth. They have injury.
Yeah,
They
I
don't have
guess.
money to buy depth. They're fucked.
I guess, but that's why I don't know. It's weird, but like I don't mind Chelsea winning because it's like
Oh, no,
they just
Chelsea's
expect.
my least favorite.
Well, that's because you're a Londoner, but it's
No,
like it.
I hate Chelsea. This is why I hate Chelsea.
Oh, blood. What do you have
Everyone
Chelsea about?
criticizes Man City for being a dirty oil club team when Chelsea is the exact same, except we know that the Chelsea guy is a dirty grub. Like we know, like Roman Abramovich is one of the dirtiest investors in football in the world. And yes, I know Newcastle just got bought by some guys who kill people for being homophobe, like for being homosexual. Like Chelsea, when they got bought, went to every team with a fat checkbook of Russian
They went
middle
hard.
class
They went
stolen
hard in the
money
paint.
and bought players. And now when Man City win, they go oil money, and when Chelsea win, it's like London is blue. I'm like, no, London is not blue. London is Russian. If you go for Chelsea, you're supporting the starvation of the Russian middle class. Like, I don't understand why Chelsea gets away with it. If City or Newcastle or PSG win, it's oil money. But if Chelsea win, it's London is blue. You know, like we win trophies, blah blah blah. I'm like, mate, it's the same thing, except you just play. You know what? You know why? You know why Chelsea's pathetic. You know what? We're going to lose listeners who go for Chelsea. You know why Chelsea's pathetic? Man City and PSG, they have oil money, right? And what do? They dominate the ball and they play beautiful football. They have the money. Chelsea are oil owned and they park the bus.
You know,
That's how
like
pathetic you are.
Chicky Tuchel, a little bit of Chicky Tuchel play.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck Chelsea. I hate them.
And for some reason, well, whenever there's like anything with them, it'll go on for like maybe a week or 2 weeks, and it just gets swept under the rug. Like, why? How is them increasing the season tickets to like £5,000 just swept under the rug? It's like
That's fucked.
it's insane what they just like.
That's
It's
fucked.
honestly
They're owned
insane
by a
what they do.
billionaire. Yeah, it's fucked.
And it's
But
like that's why I love the Bayern Munich uh GM or whatever. His response is like, Yeah, it's like yeah, we could increase the season tickets from I forgot what the amount he said, but let's say like $200 to $500. It's like, but what's an extra $2 million going to do for us? Nothing.
Yeah, I think he said if we make an extra $2 million, if we're buying a player and the other club says we want 2 million extra, we just fucking say yes. Like it doesn't change anything
Yeah,
in our like footballing capacity.
exactly. So it's like, that's what I mean. It's like, what's the point in fucking whatever Chelsea's doing? Especially they had the audacity to try and go to the Super League, and all their fans literally rebelled. The heavies had the most EPL fans. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, what's it
But
doing
even
there?
then, I'm like, you got like like you support a Russian oil club. Is my point. Like these passionate fans, I just don't understand. I don't understand.
Yeah.
This is my thing. If World War III happens and Russia fight England, if you're a Chelsea fan, you have to fight for Russia. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
jeez.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just
They're
the
not.
truth.
They're not
If you
all
support
oligarchs,
Chelsea,
Ross. They're
you
not
support
all
Putin.
oligarchs.
That's it.
Ah,
That's it, man.
jeez.
That's it, dude. That's it.
Jeez.
That's it,
I'm
man.
just saying, jeez, Ross, because I can't even like. I have to back it as well. I can't. You can't deny it. You do
I
support.
don't know, but you're right. Like Chelsea, I don't know. They own the press, man.
They do
Like
the
I don't know,
press.
just because I really like Man City. I don't know.
I
I
do
like
the
Man
way
City.
Man City play.
It's so nice to
Beautiful.
watch. They have a good coach. They bring through youngsters. It's not doesn't seem that toxic their fan base. And like, yes, am I biased? Yes, yes. But it's like that's oil club. That's oil. That's an oil club the right way. They
Yes,
they uplifted the city. You know what has Chelsea done
they've
for
invested it
London?
into the city. Yes, 100.
Yeah,
percent
what has Chelsea done for London?
Well, I mean, it's hard to do much.
Nothing.
I mean, like where they're located isn't. Are they located like in like
The rich area,
the
yeah.
rich areas? Like
I
it's
know, just
really
yeah, it's the rich area club owned by a rich criminal, like fucking just all of it together. I'm just like, this is just the
it's a
fucking
dirty.
lame club.
They're like one of
They
like
have
they
a
have like they have
lame
like
color, they have a lame stadium,
they have like racist like notoriously racist fans. It's
racist
like
fans.
what's
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, Rudiger, you like him now, but when you go to Bayern Munich for 400K a week, you play in the Champions League, you'll hear what they really think of you.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I guess maybe like a final point we can touch on is the new appointment of was it Ralph Rangnick at
Rangnick, yeah.
Man United? Thoughts?
I think it'd be really good. I don't know why they hadn't
Oh,
tried to do it in
geez,
the
boss.
first
Oh, no,
place.
overrated, boss. Overrated.
That's
The
that's
man is
just not
overrated.
true. He
The
got to
man
the
is
Champions League
overrated.
semi-final with Schalke.
The man is overrated. What has
That's
he
like a
won, boss?
FIFA thing.
What
Like,
has he won, boss? What has he won?
okay, not much. I'm not
What has
gonna
he won,
lie.
boss? What has he
I'm not
won,
gonna
boss?
lie. But yeah, but he's been coaching at Schalke and RB Leipzig.
What has he
He
won,
was the one
boss?
who made RB Leipzig what it is when
What, the
Red
most
Bull.
hated team in Germany? No one likes RB Leipzig.
That's the thing.
No
RB
one likes
Leipzig
them.
are
No
hated
one
in
likes them.
Germany. They're owned by Red Bull, a very lovable company. Has helped my work productivity. You know how many raises I've got because of Red Bull?
Oh,
People don't
come in
even hate
clutch.
Chelsea,
Come in
and
clutch.
they're owned by a Russian criminal. I forget Chelsea. I forget Chelsea. I forget Chelsea. But the point is, like, he's good, and the style of play he'll
But is
insert.
he?
But it'll be really interesting because apparently he's super like no holds barred. Like he doesn't take prisoners, so he will come in and he'll be like, "Oh, you like Aaron Wan-Bissaka because the old coach bought him for 40 million and he had an investment in him. Well, fucking, he can't go forward. So out you go, Diego Dalot, you're in. Oh, you like Luke Shaw because he's English? Well, until he puts the Maccas down, Alex Tellez, you're in. You're better looking, you're faster, and you're not as fat. Um, he'll go if he needs to. Bruno Fernandes, you don't want to press because his thing is pressing. Bruno
Yeah,
Fernandes, Ronaldo, you
yeah.
don't want to press. All right. Van der Beek's in, Cavani's in. I think Sancho will be really good because
You can tell Ronaldo to press.
that's the thing. It's going to be like an immovable object versus an unstoppable force. Like Ronaldo
Physics.
won't press, but a hard, no prisoner taking coach who is all about pressing. He calls it rock and roll football. You press hard, you get the ball, and you attack immediately. Like there's no like passing it around the back, none of that. So like you want to play a hard, fast-paced style of football with a coach who won't take prisoners, but you have the player with probably the biggest ego in the world, who's one of the best players in the world still, who won't press. It's like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, but no, it's a good appointment. For where I guess where they're at, but it's like
Who else could they have got as well?
Well, realistically, I
He's
think
collecting the bag as well. He's
I think
getting the bag.
you know, no, 100%. And then he goes into like a director role
Consultancy
after.
position, dude. He's gonna get the bag.
However, knows when when you get into consultancy, it's just fucking kiddies at that point.
Yeah.
It's big money. But I think they really should have got your boy Conte. Like they just need winners. They need to win. I think you go into like a period of time where it's like you're just not going to be able to compete with the big dogs at the moment. You're not
Man,
competing with the
they're in
big
a
dogs.
banter. Yeah.
You're obviously you're better than Arsenal. And I know you finished second last year, but it's like
You know how many you know how many games they won last year? I was thinking about it. Like they did win come second, but it was almost a curse because you know how many games they won with late penalties?
yeah, they got the rub of the green.
If
a lot of the times
the Premier League had made the switch, which they did this year, to like we're giving away way too many penalties, like crack down on the penalties. So they've cracked down on it. Oh, they would have been gone a year ago, and they would have had Conte,
yeah,
or Pochettino, because he wouldn't have been at PSG yet.
no, 100%. I had a train of thought. I just forgot about it now. But yeah,
Man,
just overall, I think
penalties.
you just need to win. You need to win. You need to win trophies. That's why I respect what Tottenham did with Conte. It's like, yes, he might be a flash in the pan. He might not be able to survive, but if the goal is to win silverware, then he's probably the best bet. Irrespective if it's going to be fucking a Carabao Cup, FA Cup.
I mean, they need to build a statue for him if he wins anything with this.
That's what I mean.
I think I could play in it.
What, you could play for Tottenham?
Davidson Sanchez, Dele Alli, like some of these guys, they're absolute rubbish.
You hit one curler from outside the box at Buddy Green Park, and you think that you're
Dude,
done.
I think Hugo Lloris's kids would help defend his goal better than Davidson Sanchez at times.
What a toxic man that is as well. I love that guy.
Who?
Sanchez.
Davidson Sanchez, he sucks, man. In Colombia, they hate him because he sucks. Christian Romero's out for a couple of months with the hamstring injury, so
yeah,
he's our best player. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
but yeah, with Man U, it'll be interesting to see. They play Friday morning. I'm going to watch that. I think Spurs playing at the same time, but I think I'll probably get it up on both screens. Which, by the way, Optus Sport shafted me. They can only play one screen at once with accuracy. Like if you open two browsers at the same time, accuracy? You open two browsers at the same time, it just chokes. It doesn't load. It just like it.
Why don't you just set one up on your phone and set one up on your computer?
But I don't want to do that. I want to sit down. I'm living in the first world, mate. I'm not living in the third world. All right. When
come on, boss.
When I pay my streaming service, I want to be able to have multiple tabs. It's not the biggest thing to ask. Come
on, boss. As a rich kid in Chile who's doing Uber driving, you can at least have some humility and watch a game on your phone.
Fuck that. I want to be able to watch Spurs lose and Arsenal lose at the same time.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you got to be bringing content, but you're still fucking wank.
I mean,
your club's wank.
At the end of the day, we still have Son and Kane, and we did have Romero. So we have three top players and just nothing around them. Except for Højbjerg's good. Skip's all right. Giovanni Lo Celso, there's a Spurs fan out there. He says good expressions oozing. He says he's Lionel Messi for Argentina and Lionel Richie for Tottenham. So, you never know what you're going to get, but we'll see. Should we wrap it up? Do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, that's about it at the moment. I have some other.
Do we have to do the add-in for the sale for transcending?
No. I'll just put that in the MIDI.
Oh, okay, we don't have to put they got a sale on.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear what you said. Yes.
Would you have to do that?
Yeah.
Should we just record that after?
Yeah. If people are still listening at this point, I don't know why you needed to hear that. Like I said, we'll end the podcast here. Actually, we're going for a decent session on this one.
Yeah, I gotta sleep.
Yeah, I gotta
wake up for these EPL games, mate.
Yeah, exactly. As always, at the end of the podcasts, sometimes you just need a bit of an uplift, a bit of a get me up. to get through the week, because sometimes a working week, especially in December, everyone knows in December it's sort of a countdown to the holidays. And I think if you do need some motivation, you just need a little bit of a perk in your step. Um, I usually look to David, because David has the way David can talk and the way David can really present his words. It touches not only my heart, but it touches my brain and it touches my soul. And it makes me want to be a better person, it makes me want to do better things. So, David, give the audience some guidance.
I've actually got some very practical, realistic advice. It is Omniron's coming and summer's coming if you're in Australia. So what does that mean? It means you got to show off your bod and protect yourself from COVID. So go for a run. That run you wanted to do, it's not only going to protect your self-esteem when you're on the beach and you see some jacked English guy with tattoos, but it's also going to protect you when you get the Omniron, which I don't think is any different to the other COVIDs that may age very poorly. But either way, you want to make sure your respiratory system's good, because it's a respiratory virus. So if you go for that run, you'll get more looks on the beach and less looks in the hospital. So go for that run.
Yeah, easy enough. I'll clear if this Omicron just doesn't absolutely just tears through society. I'm just gonna clip that up and be like, you know what? You should just go for a run, because it would solve the problem.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, peace.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to this episode. This is brought to you by, yes, and you guessed it, our friends at Southern Cross Bet. And for those who haven't remembered correctly, they are Aussie owned, in fact, with a range of markets, or access to a range of markets of both sporting and racing at the best odds.
Yes, look, they've helped us out a lot on the podcast, and helps bring the great quality content that you guys absolutely love. Look, as always, please bet responsibly. And as we said at the top of the pod, there is no fakies around here. They're not going to accept that type of stuff. You must be over the age of 18. And when you are gambling, please know your limits and make sure you know when to stop.